All right, got it there on the Zoom, and we're live also on Instagram. So here we go, you all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at Northwest of Mexham. How are you? Guys, I'd like to say happy Holy Venus degree to you all, and I'm going to actually yield to my, actually, Brother R is supposed to do it. The introduction, right? That was me. Go ahead, bro. Do your thing.
I am Brother Hasan Bey. Peace and love. Happy Holy Venus degree to everybody. We also got our other magnificent bros here, and he is
Exalted Cyclops.
Peace and love. I am Brother Corey Bey. Namaste.
And this is part 4 of the our Moors knowing scholars or crybaby believers.
Our Moors knowing scholars or crybaby believers. Part 4. Part 4. Right? That's how they say it in French. But go ahead, bro. I'm gonna actually get this sent out, bro, real quick. You know what I mean? Send it out to our loved ones at the Jurisprudence Gym. You guys already know how we do with Impromptu Improv, man. You know, basically the basis of everything that we do is Impromptu Improv. But go ahead, bro. I yield. Islam.
Yeah, I'm not even really sure. It is very impromptu because I'm not even sure what we're actually really going over. We're just gonna stick to the title there, and first address actually a lot of the crybaby things that have been going on. Because
it almost makes me want to share a screen and go to fucking Instagram and just be like, let's analyze this. Shout out to our bro. However, let's analyze this video. But anyway, go ahead. I yield.
Yeah, I think everything is good. The state of the Moorish affairs is on track to being cleaned up. You know what I mean? Like, we're like dishwashers. You know what I'm saying? So if you come hang with us, then your glass might be clean.
Basically,
you won't be a dirty glass more. But no, all jokes aside,
dirty glass more. You such a dirty glass more.
Yeah,
dirty glass. All right, I yield, bro.
Yeah. And that's crazy because glass is like one of the cleanest things to drink out of. How you get the glass dirty?
That's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah, I think people are not really internalizing that they're not federal agents, even though they might say that they're not federal agents, right? They might say, of course I'm not a federal agent. But once it internalizes, then you will feel a certain way about doing things that you know only federal agents qualify or only federal agents are qualified to do. Right. And so and I comprehend, like, with the occupation and the demo system, right, being in place, and unum sanctum, you know, playing octopus at Morocco and stuff like that, even though they relinquished jurisdiction through Dwight Eisenhower, right?
Yeah, he relinquished it, of course.
Even though that took place, they think that there's still some type of United States of America government that is actually here and de jure and is actually here for the people. And like, you guys don't realize that you were just walking around like zombies with masks on, like just a couple months ago, and still
they told you to. What if they go ahead, I yield. Go ahead.
No, it's just so crazy how, like, even the people that know, oh yeah, this is not right, but then they'll go right back into, you know what I mean, the hypnosis. It's like some people are like snapping in and out of the hypnosis and shit, but they're more hypnotized than they are snapped out of it, you know what I mean? And then we come along and we just, you know what I mean, like, wash the brain a little bit, you know what I mean, clean it up, slap you out of the hypnosis a little bit, and then you know, and then all of a sudden you're on the right track. But consistency is key. You know, I would definitely read what chapter is that out, the Circle 7, Inconstancy? Yeah, maybe we should read that. Maybe we should read that right now. Oh, well, let's do the invocation and then let's go into inconstancy, because I think that's a principle that needs to be reiterated for the people.
And I know it's in the 40s. Go ahead. Hold on, let me see. I know it's in the 40s. Let's see. Let me
inconstancy.
find which one inconstancy is, bro. Instability and constancy is chapter 41, right? Indeed, it's definitely chapter 41. So we can bring that up in a screen share also. That's 33 minutes to that 41st degree. So chapter 41 with 33 so-called verses, right? Exactly. Wowzers. Alrighty. So yeah, that's pretty interesting too. Because when it speaks to like, who should say of the chameleon, quote, he is black. And we know black, according to science, means death. That's going to be an excellent segue into analyzing that video on Instagram. Because I know, like, I remember one time Brother R was like, when it comes to me and him, was like, instead of saying like good more, bad more, it's like good more, and I'm not going to let you get away with that shit more. Like,
good more and on your helmet more.
Basically, because I am not, I know a lot of people, and then we're gonna get to the invocation. I don't have sympathy for the Negro black colors. See, this is a critical time that we're in. And if this was, military basic training, or you trying to be in a venue where you receive a paycheck, you would follow all the instructions that you possibly can in order to be either the best idiot soldier or the best idiot employee. Either way, you're an idiot. Because you really, when you don't know yourself, that's what you are. When you don't know your nativity or have the knowledge pertaining to your nativity, that's what it is. And I know I use certain words that people they'll get offended. They'll be like, oh, that's me. Hasan's calling, someone an idiot or whatever. And it's like, have you read a law dictionary? And then when people go, no, and then I show them the law dictionary, because this is how I actually see it happening. How I actually see it happening is I'm going to keep telling the truth, me and my bros, of course. And those people that get offended, once they finally really read and study, they're like, dang, they was looking out for us the whole time. And we're like, we told you you're welcome in advance, because we're not going to dumb shit down for you. I don't give a fuck about you people like that. I really love you. So I'm going to give you what you need, even if you can't see that you need it. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's like you're swimming in shark-infested waters, and I can see that they're nipping at your fucking feet. Matter of fact, you're missing a foot and a half. And then I see this blood pooling around you. So eventually the sharks are going to attack because they can smell the blood in the water. And then we throw you a life raft, and you're just sitting there trying to argue with us how that life raft is against your beliefs.
Shit, it's like we throwing you the rope to pull you back to the boat, and you're like, no, give me the life jacket. Give me the life, like, but no, but you gotta get pulled into this boat. We're trying to throw you the rope. You want the life jacket so you can keep swimming with the sharks.
Exactly. You know what I mean? However, let's do this invocation in, right? I sent out to a few people to come and join us. Those of you guys that are joining in on Instagram, I see 4 people have tuned in, but only 2 are still consistently here. You can go to our 7 Heel Star All Rights Reserved YouTube channel to actually get the fullness of this, where we're going to unapologetically like tell the fucking truth, because we don't care to lie to you. You want to be lied to, then go to some Black Lives Matter bullshit, because we don't cater to the Negro black colors, the African American. We don't care about you like that at all. What I would much rather do is show you that these are names and principles that delude to slavery, and then you pull yourself out of that thinking. It's like, a lot of the Negro black colored African Americans, they don't get that they're classed as undesirables in the entire world. And then, someone like, well, nationality won't save you from doing this. And it's like, actually, by you declaring and proclaiming your nationality, and you need to know it more and more, it sets you up to really go and study. And while you're busy studying, you don't have time to nigger your life up. Period. You don't have time to nigger your life up at all. So with that being said, you don't have time to attract energy to you where policy enforcers are fucking with you. Actually, when you're really in your fez and traveling, or mother's in her turban and traveling, and policy enforcers see you, they actually bow to you gently. They'll give you a slight nod.
Yeah, they give you that nod.
Yeah, they'll give you the nod.
nod.
They'll brighten up. What'd you
Yeah,
say? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, they know that you're not going to be a fucking menace to society.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And this has nothing to do with, oh, y'all talking that white man stuff. Well, in your idiot mind, you're thinking the pale skin. In my jurisprudent mind, I am the white man. My brothers are the white men. My beloved mother, mistress, consort, that's a real white woman. Because we're talking status here. And the way that status is corrected is not through some motherfucking $1,000 package. The way you correct your status is your mindset, your fucking thinking, and your heart. Stop being a dumbass. Stop being a Negro, Black, colored, African American. Because you're going to get the results from that. Stop trying to be cool. Yeah, that my nigga. No, a nigger is a chimpanzee monkey that's mixed with our genes for you to get the pale skinned people that you falsely call white. And I'm not knocking pale skins. I know that there are sons and daughters. That's why we seeded them land after doing the experiments at Patagonia to even bring them forth. Why do you think there's history all in within history books? The Albion is warring against their fathers and mothers because they know genetically that they don't have a place here that like we have. So we have to do what we need to do. That's the principles pertaining to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Because we kind of should have ended that experiment the way it was supposed to. We were here to transfer consciousness, to get lighter bodies due to where things were happening. And look what we started doing. Having harems, keeping the Albion daughters in our harems and stuff. Now you got Daughters of the American Revolution trying to control the borders of the Unum Sanctum Corporation that people think is, United States Corporate. No, it's Unum Sanctum policy. People are mad. That Albion daughter is February 15th. She is nature's side bitch and knows it. That's why she's angry within her womb when she has, the children there. That's why she's grasping for more sons. I just would say if you're going to do that, then, the real blood in back is the Moabite mothers, and as sad as it may seem, absorbing the Albion sons because you are what your mother are. You're not what your father is. You ain't got to believe shit I'm saying. Go and be offended, be mad and upset. I don't give a fuck. Technically, I really don't. So, no, seriously, I don't care what you fucking feel. If you don't have the knowledge behind it, and we do and we're sharing it, read what we're presenting. Go and do the research and be motivated. I got to prove them bucket weighing motherfuckers wrong. And then when you prove it right, you'll recognize that this is a fez. And you'll recognize that it's the Tierra Sol, which is yours also, even though we've already been crowned. When they say, oh, she's dilated 10 centimeters, she's crowning, and we're coming through that Stargate. This is respecting that process and how we got here. And that process is called fathering. So even to you males out there, like, I want to get my babies. Shut your punk ass up. You don't have ovaries. You don't have, you don't have ovums inside of an ovary. You don't have fallopian tubes. You don't have a uterus. Because the only thing that can have children is mothers. And even your sperm that was given to you by your mama is so that mother can mate with another mother through her degenerate female termed son so that we can continue life on the planet without having to be perverts and transgenders and bipolar, or what are they called? Binary, some shit. All of your idiots. And I don't give a fuck what you think. These are just words. And if these words make you want to fight and all that, you're just proving that you're a fucking idiot. You want to resort to physicality instead of going to the record, which proves that since you don't know how to go to the record to use knowledge and information to prove a point wrong, then guess what? Look, you think I really care if the numbers go down? Oh, it was at 1900 or 1901 for followers on 7 Hill Stars Instagram. Now it's down to 18 something. I don't give a fuck. You unfollowing because I'm telling the truth. I don't expect people to. You guys are Rihanna. You love the way motherfuckers lie to you. That's what you really are. Sorry, not sorry. And I'm not going to change that. I'm going to stay firm on my position because I studied 8 years without having to be accosted in order to, well, now I'm doing a bit. Now I'm going to get with the Moorish brothers for protection in the penitentiary. Yeah, that's sincere. Not, well, how about you prevent that even happening and you study for real? And then when you come out, if you did do that, then study, go to RV Bay Publications. See why Seven Hill Star Astrology Firm is the way that we are. Period. Because we're not going to sit here and give you the fake shit. Because aren't these Negro, black colors, African Americans always talk about what's so real and stuff? And it's like, okay, well, if you want the real, there's a consistency that Seven Hill Star brings. And if you can't see that, you're the fakest motherfucker on the planet. I'm up for correction. Who wants to correct me? I'm totally open for correction. Just make sure you come with some fucking proof. And some real knowledge and information. Don't bring me no diaspora shit. Don't tell me how, well, the people got different skin colors because of the climate. I'm gonna look at you like a, be that, this, that, you're a motherfucking idiot. Look like, you're an idiot, you know? However, all right, let's do our invocation in. I'm off my soapbox from pontificating about why Negro black colors are undesirable. And we'll go into etymology and things of that nature. Go into that post on Instagram. Shout out to Brother Chibe, because I love the fact that he posted that the cousin to the co-founders of Black Lives Matter. I just laughed at that shit. I said, look, the undesirables being treated like undesirables. So anyway, any other questions, comments, and or suggestions from my brothers? I'm open. I'm open for correction, bro. While we're live, I mean, I'm open to them. Tell me what's up. No, okay. Well, let's do our invocation in. Let me go and screen share here. All right, let's do a screen share. And Hasan so arrogant. He's so mean. Why does he talk about black people? Here's a time that he didn't know. Not really. Because, you know, where our ancients returned, and, you know, I just actually heard the call and answered it. You know what I mean? Seriously, like I answered the call. I didn't go, you know, let me hit the end button on that one. I think the universe is calling me to step up and be, you know, in honor to my ancient foremothers and forefathers. I think I'm going to hit the end button on that. I'm sitting at the voicemail. Stop it. All right. So here we go. We're going to stand handsomely on our square. Sorry, Bucky. I just had to move the chair out of the way. Why don't you sit right there? You sit right there, baby. You just want to stay right there? Okay, cool. Just stay right there. So we're going to face east. Facing east is symbolic to going within. For those that are sincere students and read their Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, and you're not on no Negro black colored thinking processes. We're going to face east. We're going to actually stand like Prophet Woodrow Ali is here for those of you that are viewing via YouTube. All righty. Stand on our square handsomely, right? However, we want to extend 5 appendages on the left hand and just the index and middle appendage on the right. And we're going to do this invocation in terms of the Moorish American prayer. You can repeat after me, either aloud or in your heart. Islam. Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth. Peace. Freedom. And justice. Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide. And my salvation. By night. And by day. Through his holy prophet. Noble Drew Ali. Amen. All righty. We're going to do these 2 letters to be read in every meeting, and then I'm going to yield the live on Instagram, and we're just going to go in on YouTube. So we'll have the Holy Day introduction. There's some, you know, something for the people to use their, you know, their temper tantrum energies, like, oh, Hasan said this. That's okay. It's okay. We're just baiting you in based on your Negro black coloredness, so that eventually, you know, agitate you enough to go and research what we're saying, because I love it when people try to prove us wrong. And then that's a trap to you actually learning and studying. Anything else is you volunteering to be ignorant, right? You want to be ignorant? Okay, go right ahead, just be ignorant. All right. So I am going to yield the floor to my beloved brother in whom I am well pleased, Brother R. Bey. He's going to read from pages 84 and 85. Of course, guys, this is matter of fact, go ahead, brother. All right, yield right there.
The following is a letter written by Prophet Woodrow Ali on the 18th day of January, 1928 AD. He commanded that it be read before every meeting.
All right. Getting this phone on up here. See what I can do.
Functions. Moorish Science Temple of America, Home Office, 3603 Indiana Avenue. Woodrow Ali, founder. Chicago, Illinois, January 18, 1929. To be proclaimed in every meeting. Dear brother Islam, I am glad to know that I have few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as an American citizen, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that contribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that pay their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I am calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance and I need it bad. Never before have I needed finance as badly as I do at present, that I may shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. When I read present right there, I thought about him saying the present Moroccan Empire.
Islam.
You see the way he uses the word present. He was talking about at that moment, he needed that finance to shove aside the discord that was facing the nation. So when he says the present Moroccan Empire, he's telling you that the empire still lives.
Islam.
It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without me, the prophet, being the head. It has been proven by my work in which I have performed in the last few months. Because I was at the governor's inauguration to represent the Moorish Divine and National Movement, and I will be at the inauguration of President Hoover for the same cause. Woodrow Ali.
Wow. We yield the floor to our beloved brother, whom well, please reading from page 13 in the Moorish letter. That was administrative functions that Brother R just read from Moorish Holy Temple of Science. And here is from the excerpts pertaining to the Moorish Guide newspaper, right? This is the divine warning within our Moorish literature. We yield the floor to our beloved brother, whom we're well pleased, exalted Cyclops, Corey Bey, Islam.
Islam. What page is that in administrative functions, bro? Is that in administrative functions?
No.
The divine warning in administrative functions, I'm not sure. I would have to go and look at it. But the first letter we read in every meeting is 84 and 85. And this is the Moorish literature. This is page 13 in the Moorish literature.
Indeed. I'll read it from the screen share. All right. Divine warning by the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslims, all Muslim governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work in their homes or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings towards the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Islam.
Islam. All right, I'm going to yield the floor here on Instagram. Thank you all. What'd you say, bro?
That's what a real order looks like, not the de facto pieces of paper coming out of these banking venues termed courts.
Islam. It's funny too. I wanted to add to your wisdom there where Brother Corey read the portion. Let me tell you what came across my head when he said, if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. And we know from our 101 questions for Moorish Americans is, what is a prophet? Answer, a prophet is a thought of Allah manifested in flesh. So
oh my God.
If the thought isn't right, then how you going to do isn't right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I just gotta upload when you started saying that. I realized if the prophet is not right, then the temple is not right. So that means if in your mind the prophet is not right, then your temple is not going to be right because your mind is your mind is governing the temple based on thinking that the prophet is not right when he actually is right. So once in your mind, when you realize he's right and you start living according to his word being right, then your temple will be right. You start doing
and if
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah.
And if you're not right, then your ass gonna get left.
Basically. And now that goes back to the fifth from the last paragraph where it says any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet. It's like we just like bro just said too. Like, man, that's how you
he's speaking
feel,
law.
that's how you see. What you say?
He's speaking law right there. The term malicious is used in law a lot.
Yeah. And it's an order. You know what I'm saying?
It's an order. That's law.
Which means this is coming from the court.
That's
pertaining
law.
To the prophet, not consular court.
No.
This is
I haven't seen no orders.
American
I haven't
court
seen
period.
no consular court orders.
Nah. This is a Moorish American court document. And when you see, because court, we're you guys got to think, when you look at a court building, look at the court building no different than a YMCA. You may have a basketball league, but you might not have your own basketball court. Though you have the league, you guys have to go to different venues to exercise your basketball skills. So since that's the case, you can hold court anywhere. It's just a lot of people, especially the Negro, Black, Colored, African American undesirables, they think that court is only held at a court building where they're railroaded through the post office. Because if you recognize, the post office is usually there at the freaking so-called courthouse. So you guys are being shipped through the mail. They're processing these documents, putting them through the post, which means that they're actually utilizing the post office to commit crimes against those beings that aren't employees to the federal, state, or municipal corporations falsely termed governments.
Man, when I look at prophet now, I just think right thought. The right thought, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their right thought and their temple.
Yes. Yes, bro.
Because if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. Islam.
So if the right thought is not right, then the temple is not right.
The right thought. The right thought of Allah manifested in flesh. Islam.
Yeah. Like seriously. And then what is an angel? An angel is a thought of Allah manifested in human flesh. And
so when they say prophet, that's so crazy. Prophet and temple. The right thought of Allah manifested in flesh is the temple. That's why there is no separation, because the mind is the body. The body is the mind. So he was letting you know right there. That's the duality. That's the duality right there, but it's actually still one. So there really is no duality. The duality is really kind of like an illusion that you have to remove yourself from, because it's not like, oh, we're gonna create oneness with Allah. No, there is there is oneness. You have to realize the oneness. Your thinking, your view is clouded by the illusion of the duality because of the principle of duality.
It's a whole man is mind, and since man is mind, as a mind thinketh, so is he, right? So is the actions, because he or him is the feminine principle in action. She or her is kinetic. Is potential. She or her is potential. He and him is kinetic. You know what I mean? So it's in motion, right? So even down to what you're just saying, if we look at it in terms of measure twice, cut once, if you go and cut an apple once, aren't you measuring two now? Because now you have two pieces pertaining to said apple. And it's funny that we was talking the other day, I and Brother R, and we were looking at some court information, like some court rules. We were looking at the federal rules of appeal procedure, the FRAP.
Appellate procedure.
Yeah, well, yeah, the federal rules of appellate procedure. You're actually correct. And then I was like, bro, I get it now. The fruit in Genesis wasn't an apple, it was an appeal.
Yeah. You had that that realization.
That download. Yeah, I had that Akashic download, bro. I was like, it wasn't an apple, it was an appeal. Think about it. The reason why the fruit that was bitten, that they said Adam and Eve bit, the reason why it's not an apple and it is an appeal, because the law was, do not eat of this fruit.
Oh, yeah.
Lower self-thought made an appeal.
Yeah. They appeal. Yeah.
So they bit the appeal.
Because it was appealing to them.
It was appealing to them after an appeal was made by a lower thought process.
By the opposite of the prophet, right? Not
Correct.
the right thought.
By the serpentine energies.
The carnal nature.
Carnal nature made an appeal.
That sprung forth from fleshly things.
Right?
Things.
So yeah, I want to yield on this right here. Namaste to you all. Namaste. Islam. Just saying this on Instagram. We'll still stay live here on YouTube. Peace and love. Get that one and done right there, right? So with that being said, guys, I'm just really thinking that let's move, let's this is a great way to start it out, to even analyze, because I don't think people analyze the documents. Like, I think a lot of people, even there may be organizations that call themselves Moorish Science Temple of America, I don't think they analyze these documents like this, because they're too busy keeping people in believer space, to the point that some of the members, say that again?
They don't have the prudent mind to.
They don't have a prudent mind, and they're running reverse church. So even when you bring civics, they be like, nah, Mo, the prophet didn't bring civics, Mo. And it's like, have you read the divine warning? Have you read the divine constitution and bylaws? Let's go. Okay, this is what? Administrative functions, right? For the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. It says the following are 7 acts. pertaining to the divine constitution and bylaws for the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, right? Inclusive of the Moorish American prayer, which is right there, right? However, is it Act 6? Which one of my bros like to read Act 6? Bro, okay, I see Brother Corey is getting prepared. So go ahead, bro. I yield. Act 6. Let's just read Act 6. Let's see what that is. You know what I mean? Like, let's be like OJ and take a stab at it. What does Act 6 say, bro?
Act 6, with us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, Black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves. These names were given to slaves. These names were given to slaves and by slaveholders. By slaveholders. Not, you didn't name yourself Negro, colored, Black, or Ethiopian. That was by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national names to be recognized by the government in which they live, and the nations of the earth. This is why Allah.
Islam, bro. Travel safely. Peace and love.
Peace and love, bro. Islam. And all men now must proclaim their free national names to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Woodrow Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa.
So, with that being said, that's Act 6 pertaining to the divine constitution and bylaws. And now that just makes me want to segue, right? Now that we read that, and then we're going to come back and read that again, right?
Wait, hold on. Can you go back to that real quick?
I shall.
Okay, that's law.
It
you know,
is.
You know how they say Act of Congress? That's Act 6 of the Prophet, Noble Woodrow Ali, of the Moorish Science Temple of America, or the Moorish Divine and National Movement. That's Act 6, and that's in a constitution and bylaws, which is the governing document for the temple.
Moorish Divine and National Movement, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Moorish Science Temple of America. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. This, as always, it smells great. Oh yeah, that's it.
Looks like apple juice, but I guarantee it's tea.
It's definitely that Goddess Collection tea, bro. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Thank you, babe. I gotta wait a half an hour after I smash this, right? And then I can. Okay. All right. Thanks, babe. So, yes, you're right, bro. Continue on your wisdom, bro. Oh, I said Moorish Divine and National Movement, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Moorish Science Temple of America, in that order.
Right. Indeed.
So we're gonna come back to this, all righty? Because I want to go to Instagram, and again, shout out to our brother Chi Bay, right? Let's actually go to Chi's page. The most recent thing that Chi, first of all, I laugh at this one. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, because it's like Circo. That's the first thing that came to my mind, bro. With Circo, and it's like, oh, they're grounding after the FFA experiences a computer outage. Well, who's running your computers? Is it K4? Shout out to Mother Malika and Sonny, Keith and Bobby at the Jurisprudence Gym, and everyone else out there. Am Woman, McRail, everyone that's out there, Melissa Maya, everyone that's contributing, Champ, all of our loved ones at the Jurisprudence Gym, right? And anyone I didn't, enumerate in that listing, you guys are included. Just if you come with language that ain't right, shout out to Robin Marie responding in Unlawful Living. Somebody was like, it was like rising, something crazy, man. You know how the Negro black colors until they get their language correct, they be like grand rising kings and queens or something like that. And I am, I'm looking for any individuals residing in Virginia. And Robin Marie was like, there are no individuals, quote unquote, residing, quote unquote, that are here. It was so funny because that was my thought. I was like, well, let me see what this one comment is. So shout out to Robin Marie for that correction, even though, there's no VA folks either, because unless you mean like veteran affairs, I guess, because capital V, capital A, as if that's pertaining to the Commonwealth, the Virginia Commonwealth. It's really the Commonwealth of Virginia, which is a corporation, a private for-profit corporation, termed to be public, but it's a military corporation, actually, because the Unum Sanctum Corporation, falsely, people think the U.S., and I'm glad Brother Taj even brought that even further, think the U.S. means United States. No, U.S. is Unum Sanctum, and that's the policy that's it's a military action that is continuing with, enslaving the people. Because remember, the United States, by their president, Dwight D. Eisenhower, relinquished jurisdiction at Morocco. So there is nothing here that should be operating as the United States. Your president shouldn't be, your vice president. Oh, but she's a sister. They can only do what they're doing if they get permission from us. And at this point, the most competent beings pertaining to Moorish science at this moment is 7hillstar.com astrology firm. Anyone else is just trying to be a slick Muslim, and act like they got a secret to hold as they watch people, vet themselves if they're worthy of their birthrights and stuff. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. Tell these people what it is straight up. You know what I mean? And then, see if they can handle it. If they can't, cool. They made a self-determination decision. Let's go and look at this post, this most recent post by Brother Chi, right? So again, shout out to Chi Bey, right? And let's look at this most recent post.
Turn over, I'm gonna tase you. Turn over, or I'm gonna tase you. Turn over, I'm gonna tase you. Yes. I can't. Watch your elbow, partner.
You're trying to do it for me. You're trying to do it.
Stop it. Stop it, or I'm gonna tase you. Okay, stop it, or I'm gonna tase you. Stop it, or I'm gonna tase you. Stop resisting.
Please.
Stop resisting.
Please. Please. Please.
I'm gonna tase him. I'm gonna tase him.
They're trying to kill me. They're trying to kill me. Leave me alone.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Don't resist.
No.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Okay.
Stop it.
Help.
Stop
Help,
it.
please. Help.
Do not
I'm not
move.
resisting. I'm not resisting.
Do not move.
Okay.
If not, I'm gonna tase you again.
Okay.
I got one.
Okay. Help me. Okay.
Here, hold on. Stop it. Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
So now let's go back here one more time. Go ahead, Brother R. Matter of fact, Brother Sean just came in. And peace and greetings, Brother Sean Islam.
Islam bros. I'm traveling bros, but I am in the background with y'all in spirit.
All right, cool. Brother R, would you like to read Act 6 again, or should I read?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm actually trying to assist someone that just messaged with an issue. I'll let you know about it in a minute.
All right, Act 6. With us, all members must, not maybe, not possibly, not, maybe you should probably think about, no, must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people. And that means when you're our people, you're someone that has made the decision like, all right, yeah, man, I'm declaring, proclaiming my nationality. All I know is I'm not Black. I'm not Negro. I'm not colored. I'm not African American. I do know I'm a Moor. I comprehend that. right? I know I'm a Moorish American, you know what I mean, pertaining to my nationality. I just need to be taught more about it. So we're teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, Black people, or Ethiopians, because Ethiopian means a thing divided. But you only got a country called Ethiopia. It's Abyssinia. Stop the bullshit. It's not Ethiopia. It's Abyssinia. Because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 2023. And you guys are still out here calling yourselves Black people. Well, we BIPOC, Black indigenous people of color. Stop your stupidity. Because that shit ended in 1865. But for some reason, you want to prolong your you want to prolong this niggerdom. You still want to prolong niggerdom. I stop it. Just stop it. Stop it. I'm serious. Just fucking stop it. This is what, 150, 2 years ago? Let's see. From 1923 to 2023 is 100 years. 23 plus 35 gets you what? 58? That's 158 years ago that Negro colored folks, Black people, and Ethiopians, that's when it stopped. But it seemed like it's lasting in the minds of those who don't have the right thought. So if your thought isn't right, your actions aren't going to be right. You got Negro, Black, colored, Ethiopian, African-American type mindset, then that seems to attract tasers.
Mm-hmm.
And policy enforcing, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I got another story, bro. Well, not another story, but I had another Brother Corey moment. Roll right on by.
Islam.
I yield, yeah. Declare and claim nationality and be clear. Because it's clear what happens when you don't.
Flat out.
I yield.
Islam.
You get the head nod when you're a Moor. You get the taser when you're colored. Yeah,
because them policy enforcers, they be like, "What is that on his land conveyance?" Well, it's our standard, and since you think you're operating on the sea, the flag pertaining to our empire is there, and we know the law of the country is the great law of the peace. So if a Christian tries to injure a Moor or injures a Moor, wounds or kills a Moor, and a Moor wounds or kills a Christian, then the law of the country takes paramount. And the law of the country is Guyana Shagoa, the great law of the peace that the French call the Iroquois Confederation's Constitution. So you guys got to analyze these things. This has nothing to do with, Moors believe this Moorish belief stuff. Nuh-uh, we're dealing with nationality and our divine creed. That's it. No beliefs here. And it can be proven. All you got to do, try to prove what the prophet prepared here. Just try to prove it wrong. Because you guys are holding on to names given by slaves. It was given to slaves. When you say, yeah, man, we the Black people and our Black people, you're a fucking slave.
Black girl magic.
Fucking slave girl magic.
Dead girl magic.
Pale girl magic. Because Black denotes pale, dead, and chimpanzee.
Chimpanzee girl magic.
Chimpanzee girl magic.
Dead Entertainment Television.
Pale
Chim-
entertainment television. That's
chimpanzee,
right?
chimpanzee entertainment television.
Pale dead chimpanzee entertainment television.
Yikes. Still feel like clinging those principles that delude to slavery?
I don't know why you guys do it. That shit ended. A lot of you people are here where I don't think he was around 1865. How you picking up on some shit from there? You now you need to question those that came before you, your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, your granddaddy, your great grandmama, your great granddaddy. Why they still continuing some shit? Let's just say you were manifested 30 years ago. So let's subtract 30 from 158. That's 128 years ago that Negro, colored folk, black people, and Ethiopian. And then you're going to let Jesse Jackson give you African Americans? Point out African America on the map. I'll wait. You can't do it. It doesn't exist. There is no African America. And what you think is Africa is Alkebalan. Northwest Africa is where we are, here at what's called America. Well, if you just said Northwest Africa is here where we are, then that is African America. That's North America then. No, it's a Mexim, actually, because we're going back to honoring our ancient principles, honoring our ancient foremothers and forefathers so that our days are long upon the earthland. We're not doing Negro, colored folk, black people, a thing divided type thinking. Fuck that. I don't care who's offended. Guess why you're offended? You're not offended by what we're saying. You're offended by your ears. Your ears are doing you a great disjustice, a great injustice, because you don't have the thought processes that you need to analyze what we're saying, and you're just allowing yourself to get emotional. And let me hold on. I'm trying to give a shit here. I can't do it. When it comes to giving a shit about what Negro, black, coloreds, African Americans, Ethiopians think, I'm constipated there. Fuck that. I just am. I'm just constipated on that. Not constipated biologically, just constipated on giving a shit about how you feel about what we're saying here, because we're showing you, we're taking you to the record, and then telling you to go and challenge what we're saying. You won't be able to do it, because all you're going to do is learn world history. It's a trap, a very good one too. And I can't wait till you guys get ensnared in that shit. Because then you'll have your higher self governing your lower self. Because you'll stop with these names that were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779.
Mm-hmm. Can you pull up inconstancy?
Islam. Chapter 41, right? There it is, right there at the bottom, chapter 41. Inconstancy. I yield the floor to you, beloved brother. Islam.
Holy instructions from the prophet. Inconstancy. 1. Nature urgeth thee to inconstancy, O man. Therefore guard thyself at all times against it. Thou art from the womb of thy mother, various and wavering, from the loins of thy father, inheriteth thou instability. How then shalt thou be firm?
Yeah, how can you be firm when you inherited instability? The only way to be firm is if you
guard thyself at all times against the inconstancy which nature urgeth thee to. Those who gave thee a body furnished it with weakness. Man, they literally just told you that various and no that from the where you from? Where you from? Where you from? From the womb of thy mother.
Period.
Various and wavering, from the loins of thy father inheriteth thou instability. Then it says, so you inherited that from either your mother or your father, or both. Those who gave thee a body the mother, right, from the womb, mother, father, inheritance, furnished it with weakness. So you inherited the instability from them. But he who gave thee a soul armed thee with resolution. Employ it and thou art wise. Be wise and thou art happy. Is the reason most people are not happy or don't have happy lives is because they're not employing wisdom?
Period. Because they're fucking idiots too busy being Negro, Black people, colored folks, Ethiopian, African American.
Number 4, let him who doeth well be aware or beware how he boasteth of it. For rarely it is of his own will. Is not the event of an impulse from without, born of uncertainty, enforced by accident, dependent on somewhat else? To thee and to accident is due the praise.
Exactly. That's why all the praise is due to balance.
Not instability.
Correct.
Some people gave up their birthright so that they can gratify their instability. 6.
So all the praise is due to balance, and supreme honors the Prophet Noble Woodrow Ali for bringing this reminder so that we can have the wisdom necessary to guard ourselves at all times. That's why I don't care where I go, where I travel. People like, hey, what's up, black man? I'm not black. I don't even want to shake your hand now. No, I'm not. We can't be clear that I'm Moorish American. Then it's done, because you'll sit there and respect someone with a fucking yarmulke on their head. Why? Because they're pale skinned and say l'chaim, shalom. You gonna respect us too. Just because you think we have similar skin tones, that you're gonna call me a name that alludes to slavery, that came from slaveholders in 1779 and lasted only till 1865. You don't get out of here with that outdated piece of shit ass term you using.
That I was instructed to not cling to.
Period. We're instructed to not cling to the names and principles that allude to slavery, and you want motherfuckers to make it seem like it's a desirable thing to be. You're a dumbass.
Yeah, or you don't know what cling means.
Basically.
Number 6, I read number 6. No, I didn't. Number 6, beware of irresolution in the intent of thy actions. Beware of instability in the execution of thy actions, of course, right? So shalt thou, by doing so, following that instruction, triumph over 2 great failings of thy nature. It is in the nature of the flesh, the carnal being, to be unstable and to employ irresolution in the intent of his own actions. We sometimes make we doubt ourselves, right? That's like, I'm about to do this, but, and then you start thinking about everything that could go wrong.
Correct.
I see what you're saying when you say I don't think about, what could go wrong.
Why should I think about, oh, well, they might do this to prevent me from doing this? Fuck them. I'm gonna stick to a constant mindset and guard myself at all times.
Exactly. What reproacheth reason more than to act contrarieties? What can suppress the tendencies to these but firmness of mind, right mind? 8, the inconstant feeleth, this is how people who are inconsistent feel. The inconstant feeleth that he changeth, but he knoweth not why. He seeth that he escapeth from himself, but he perceiveth not how. Be thou incapable of change in that which is right, and men will rely upon thee. Hey, brother, can I ask you something? Because I know that,
Because we're constant. We're firm. 7heelstar.com astrology. Firm. That's why we're dealing with astro civics and nothing but comprehension. We do not care to waver and be various. No, I don't. Why? Why? That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Matter of fact, I'll leave that one up just so it can
marinate.
Seen. Yeah, let it marinate there a little bit there.
Let it marinate in the ethers and within your consciousness.
Of course.
Number 9, right? Speaking of mothers, establish unto thyself principles of action and see, I mean, we got them, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, right? And see that thou ever act according to them. Lay the law down, stick to it.
Period.
Make a decision, stick to it. Make a rule, stick to it.
Period.
10.
You think these policy enforcers that sit in their states and Negro black color don't know what we're sharing here? They're practicing our birthright in secret. They practice in secret the nationality and divine creed pertaining to our people that want to delude to the names and principles, that want to enforce the names and principles and make desirable the names and principles that delude to slavery. How dare you?
Yeah.
I yield.
Islam. So shall thy passions have no rule over thee. So shall thy inconstancy ensure unto thee the good thou possesseth, and drive from thy door misfortune, anxiety, and disappointment shall be strangers to thy gates.
Read that again.
So I'm gonna read it together with 9 because it goes together. 9. Establish unto thyself principles of action, and see that thou ever act according to them. So shall thy passions have no rule over thee. So shall thy constancy ensure unto thee the good thou possessest, and drive from thy door misfortune, like being tased by policy enforcers or jammed up against a guardrail. Yeah.
Jammed up against a guardrail, tased by policy enforcers, held on the road by policy enforcers, talking about you going camping and shit, when Prophet Woodrow Ali expressly prescribed in the oral statements and prophecies and not walk around with as much as a penknife. This is an energy changing thing within your thought. You want to talk about status correction? You correct your status by correcting. Status means state, standing. So how is your mind standing? How is your mind state allowing your body, temple, to stand? Are you standing like a fucking idiot on the side of the road with a bulletproof vest and military gear and a fucking firearm, you fucking idiot?
Is the prophet
Did you read
right?
a letter that said stop all radical and agitating speeches? This is not radical and agitating. This is justice. And it's taking its course for a reason. I'm not speaking radically here, even though radical is descended from the root. So I am speaking from the root. However, I'm not agitating anyone in the sense where I'm going against the prophet's principles. That's what that letter was talking about. Radical and agitating, speaking against the prophet.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm doing.
If the thought of Allah manifested in flesh is not right, the being is not right.
Come on, man. So what you think I'm about to do? Be on some punk shit just to go along and get along with people that want to cling to the names that delude to slavery, the names and principles? No, man. Get the fuck away from me, man.
You would first
That's
have to
how I
prove. Anyone coming at you will first have to prove that the thought of Allah manifested in flesh is not right. But if the thought manifested in flesh, if the thought of Allah manifested in flesh is right, then the temple is right, the body is right, the being is right, then you're going against the prophet, which means you think the prophet is not right. which means your
exactly, and that's
thought
why
of Allah
people.
manifested in flesh is not right, and you're not right as a being.
That's why, and I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it loud, and I don't care who gets offended. Your Jamals, and I don't call them Rise the Moors. They're the fall of the Moriscos, and we're proving it to you with that which we have here from Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And I'm gonna keep guarding myself with this. Your consul, the office of the Consular General of Montmaurice, idiots. And we proved it to you last Sunday. I'm not being mean as much as I'm saying, you don't see that mountain? You're supposed to be a pilot. And you don't see that mountain that you just flew into? You're sharing Tracy Gale's whatever. Idiot. I don't care what none of y'all say. Sound bite, screen record, share it with them. Idiot. They ain't gonna be able to prove me wrong. They ain't gonna be able to prove any of us wrong pertaining to Seven Hill Star. And it's not a radical and agitating speech as much as I'm actually saying, did you guys really read and are you aware of how inconstant you're being? Like, seriously, how come I didn't jump out there with a, even though I had people around me that wanted to get a card machine, I printed them out a card for themselves with their own machine. But you didn't see me, yeah, you can get your cards from us and get your nationality documents from, no, go to rvbaypublications.com. That's where I got it from. Where'd you get it from, Brother R? Where you get your nationality card, student card, travel card, and your name correction and judicial notice and proclamation seal? Where'd you get that from?
The cards from Moorish Heritage History School, the proclamations from RV Bay Publications. Yeah.
So there was no fall of the Moriscos when you declared and proclaimed your nationality.
When I nationalized, there was no rise of the Moors. When I nationalized, there was, Anna L had, some videos. Taj has some videos. That's how I really jumped, like jump drive. That's how I really jumped to knowing what's really going on. And then I really just started tuning in to some of the Canon Land classes and stuff. And then I started just seeing all types of different Moors and immediately discerning who was on some bullshit and who was actually sincerely trying to better themselves and uplift fallen humanity. And essentially, I just ended up working with you.
Islam, because we come from the same background. rvbaypublications.com is where we went to go study. Moore's Heritage and History School is what we're student and staff to, because when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So that's how you student and staff.
There wasn't no consular court either when I nationalized.
No consular court, wasn't no office of the consular general, wasn't no fall of the Moriscos wanting you to put military gear on and shit. You talk about you don't want to be dealing with the oppressor and stuff like that, but you sure as hell dressing like them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all really doing? Like, y'all don't need to go, like, yeah, let these people know, hey, man, Hasan and them sound like they talking crazy on YouTube, and then try to prove me wrong. I'll invite them here and like, read this. What is this? And as soon as they say something stupid, like, you're an idiot, right? Like, for the record, in front of the world, you're being an idiot. And then I just have to go to Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, and show you what idiot is real quick. Should I do that first, and then you continue reading this inconstancy, bro?
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, for the crybaby believers, for the crybaby believers.
For the crybaby believers, okay, let's do it then. Let's do it for the crybaby believers. Let's find Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. All righty, and because again, I am not being mean. I love for real. All righty, and real love would make sure that you don't have a fucking accident in life. That's the whole reason that we have as a civic organization, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, and then to protect the birthright, to protect us, our property, which is our rights, protect ourselves. There's supposed to be mufti that are surrounding Moors that are coming in to learn about their nationality and divine creed. You're to be protected. while you're learning these things, you got motherfuckers want to bang a tambourine and take church hymns and sing Prophet Woodrow Ali instead of Jesus. Stop it. You're being a fucking idiot. Let's look up idiot.
Idiota.
Los bobos.
You're being an idiota.
Idiota. All right, I think I passed it. I'm in the IMIG. Okay, here we go. Wow. We're going to look at all of them. Check this out. Quod vide. That's what QV means in Latin. Quod vide, right? Quod vide. QUOD VIDE. Quod vide. An old form for idiot. And it's telling you which to go see that. Go and see that, right? Okay, let's scroll down. Let's look at idiot, right? So let me actually highlight. Let me highlight idiot, right? Let's highlight idiot, right? And then let's highlight idiota, which my brother said. I yield the floor to my beloved brother in whom I'm well pleased, Brother R. Bey, Islam.
Islam, idiot. A person who has been without understanding from his nativity, and whom the law, therefore, presumes never likely to attain it.
So when you're Negro, Black people, colored folks, Ethiopian, African American, in law, you're being treated like an idiot. So when we go back here to Brother Cheese page, and people like, oh my God, it's the BLM co-founder's cousin being mistreated. Wah, wah. Is he alluding to the? Is he? I mean, don't look like a Moor to me. I mean, he looks like a Moor by skin complexion, but where's his mind? Because it's got to be the kind of mind that's attracting policy enforcers to put an elbow and knee in his neck and tasers to his back.
And fuck Black Lives Matter. That's a fucking organization started by some unnatural women who were basically being manipulated by.
I swear this video is so funny.
Yo, they was being manipulated anyways by George Soros, Albion Europeans who had a fucking agenda to push this homosexual narrative, which is it's contrary to nature's law. It's like when a statue or something is contrary to the Constitution, it's unconstitutional. So that whole lesbian thing that the founders were in on, or whatever the hell they were doing, is contrary to law. It's unconstitutional what they're doing. It's against the Constitution.
Now, do people get offended by this presentation that we're doing? Oh, say that to my face. Keep that same energy. I knock your ass out. Really? I think just that thought and you put those words together, you know, I trust that your heart attack doesn't end your life. Because you guys really don't, you guys need to comprehend. This is a Moorish. Say that again.
Pardon the interjection. I just wanted to say, because we're going over idiot, the key word in the whole thing, I didn't even read it, is where it says insanity, bro. That's the key to that whole definition of idiot. See, insanity. If you're an idiot, you're presumed to be insane. 1 USC 1, insane person. And it goes insanity, idiot, idiota, natural fool, non-compos mentis, lunatic, lunacy. All of those words are related. You're considered to be like a crazy dead, or I think they consider you to be crazy before dead, because they know you're not they know you actually have breath in your body. However, they know that you're operating on on a short level of air, because most people don't take even full breaths. You know what I'm saying? For those who practice spirituality, you know, you can really fill these lungs up when you breathe. But most people breathe unconsciously and they take very short breaths. So yes, their bodies have breath in them, but they're kind of like below the. It's like if your lungs could get filled up like this. Let me see if you can see my hands. If your lungs could get filled up like this, most people breathe like this. Once
and
you
they're breathing through their mouth. They're being fucking mouth breathers instead of inhaling through the nose like you should and exhaling out of the mouth. That's proper breathing. Not mouth breathing.
Exactly. No, it's actually detrimental to your health. If you get the book, what's it called? The Hindu Yogi Science of the Breath. Definitely check that out.
Go ahead, do your thing. I'll be right back. Use Moore's room, bro.
Islam.
Idiota. Like 30 seconds.
Take your time, bro. So yeah, like I was saying, like when you're breathing, when you practice breathing exercises, like I like to sit with my back against the wall so my back is straight, right? Get whatever you need to be comfortable, but just breathe. Just do your breathing. You'll notice if they got what's called the yogi complete breath, but to me it's just taking a full breath and actually filling the upper chambers of your lungs, filling up those upper chambers. When you hit that full capacity, it's a very relieving, soothing, therapeutic feeling when you're taking in those deep breaths. This is why they say take deep breaths, go for a walk, you know, when it comes to like stress or anger management. But yeah, you can actually cure everything through, like, you can cure yourself through breathing exercises and really not eating. When you actually practice not eating, you help expand that lung capacity, right? And it actually clears up all the inflammation in the body, and it helps you to relieve stress and tension in the body, which is enlightenment. Enlightenment is actually freeing up the energy blockages and relieving the stress and tension in the body through non-eating and meditation, right? Breathing exercises. So let's get into idiota. Idiota in the civil law, an unlearned, illiterate, or simple person. Calvin, a private man, one not in office. But I think that's funny. But yo, I was gonna say, you got a clip of that video where the boy was like, name 10 books.
Yo, oh my God.
She's illiterate. She's illiterate.
Yo, bro, that would be really, hold on. Let me see if I can find that video real quick. Hold on. I'm going to go to our most lit chat on Instagram ever, right? That VIP chat that we got there, man. Let me see if I can go back. I'm scrolling back in our Seven Hill Star chat on Instagram, bro. And I'm going to see if I can find that. Name 10 books. Okay. Name 3. It's like,
law.
I ain't gonna find. I love that video.
Yeah, no, that video had me cracking up.
I love that video because it's a sincere video, bro. It's like that young man is spot on. And I think that's what needs to actually happen, bro. Like, people need to freaking recognize, and I know you can probably see me scrolling behind me, scrolling on Instagram. I'm just kind of waiting. Oh, it's not loading earlier messages, bro. Oh, hold on. There we go. I'm good. I'm good. Let me see. Still waiting for them to load. Okay, there's some more that loaded. Let's see. That's not it. I'm gonna find that joint, bro. And then I'm gonna share it again to our chat so I can just bring it right up. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I'll send it as a text or something, maybe. Let's see. Okay, go past that. Right. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat. I'll read your comments in a moment. I see you guys are there. It was like 12 beings. Now I think it's like down to 8, maybe. It's all good. Appreciate you guys showing up and interacting in the chat. I know already Brother Derek Blash Bey, he's there. Mother Sahar, Nasir Bey, peace and greetings to you also. Brother Damone, peace and greetings to you also. Happy Holy Venus, the Green Mother Carmisha. I know she's there. This is just off of memory because I know you guys don't see me looking at the YouTube right now. At least it's not projected behind me. Let's see, man. I hope I didn't go past it. Was that like Tuesday? That was like Monday or something, probably, bro. Let me see. I think I'm coming up on it, bro. Hold on. CG Badger Bay. That's where I'm at. CG Badger Bay. CG is Consular General. I got a badge on. Look at me. I look like the oppressor that I'm talking about. I'm going against. Look at me. Stop it. And like I said, like even I told Dr. Naila, I was like, look, we'll assist the brother. Oh, by the way, too, House of Reawakening Minds tonight is going to be rescheduled for Tuesday. Dr. Naila, she needed some extra rest, all right, to get some recharge for herself. So I checked on her yesterday. I got to check on her today also, make sure she's good. So instead of tonight on House of Reawakening Minds, it's going to be Tuesday for you guys' second portion to what we're doing as far as this, you know, sincere, true and faithful Civics, of course. Oh man, where is that, bro? I'm so looking for that. I'm still glad that it's, oh Jesus, there go those pages that want to follow us and we keep blocking them. Your royalty
Idiota, scroll up a little bit. I want to read this. Idiota inquirendo. That's like inquiring.
Right.
Writ there. So
yeah,
this
so it's a writ de idiota inquirendo. So, yeah.
This is the name of an old writ which directs the sheriff to inquire whether a man be an idiot or not. Bro, that's the fucking the competency hearings that they're doing, the psych evaluations that they're doing and stuff like that. That's a writ de idiota inquirendo. They're inquiring to see if you're an idiot, if you're insane, 1 USC 1 insane person.
Islam, I found it.
The Inquisition is the Inquisition is. Listen, look at that.
Yes, I do know how to read. Name 10 books.
Let me go back because I'm bringing up this. All right, bro. I already got it queued in our chat, bro. I shared it again, so when we do it. All right, go ahead, bro. Do you get that?
Look what the next word is. The what? The Inquisition is to be made by a jury of 12 men. Wow. But that's fun because they don't even do it by 12 men anymore. They do it by one of their licensed practitioners of whatever field that they use to try to paint you out to be whatever they want you to be. And if the man were found an idiot, the profits of his lands and the custody of his person might be granted by the king to any subject who had interest enough to obtain them. Hey, how do you say? You're a fucking dumbass. So we're gonna give your stuff to these people who are gonna properly administer it. You're gonna maladminister. I mean, when you think about it, these people are maladministering everything. Their thought of Allah manifested in flesh is not right. Their being is not right. They're maladministrating their own temples. They're maladministrating the raising of their own children, turning them into little demons. And so they're just stepping in like, hey, you're retarded. We're running shit now. But it doesn't
shout out to brother Al Nor Latif L, Halo City Young. I see he's in the chat also. And like I said, I'll get to these comments soon, guys. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I yield, brother. All right, Islam.
Islam. Yeah, so like they're doing what they got to do so that you can make yourself crazy. Because at the end of the day, they put these stuff on the store shelves, these bags of hot Cheetos, these fucking juices with 10 different types of sugars in them that drive you crazy and stuff. And then they give you all the images that they need to give you to, hardwire you a certain way. And then now you're just out here being an idiot. And so then that allows them to easily administer. Because remember what I said, everything that destroys your mind and your body makes it easier for you to be enslaved. Because your mind and your body's being destroyed and you're allowing yourself to actually be attracted and remain clinging to those names and principles that delude to slavery, which is the reason you're undesirable.
Islam, it's just so funny how right after idiot, The word for being competent is actually
Idonious.
yo
Idonious.
idonious.
In the civil and common law, sufficient, competent, fit or proper, responsible, unimpeachable, idonious, homo, a responsible or solvent person, a good and lawful man, sufficient, adequate, satisfactory, idonia, gautio, sufficient security. Idoniatas.
Which seems, even though it's saying Old English law, that's very Latin. That term. Right?
Idonitas.
Yeah, idonitas.
Ability or fitness.
Right. So, I mean, guys, do you see? Look, this is Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, page 880. The PDF page is 956 out of 1956 pages. So I know you guys are seeing this, right? Shout out to Brother Derek Bey. He says, Islam, brother, right? So Melissa Hart says, peaceful greetings to all and happy holy day. Halo City Young says, Islam Moors, happy holy day, Muslims. It's Friday the 13th, manifestation. That's right, man. Melissa Hart says, gratification of lower self, because I'm going back to when we was, going over, so we can kind of tell by the comments what parts we were on. So Melissa Hart says, gratification of lower self. Law governs all events. She also says, I am among the great, says, terrible with a hand on the face. Brother Nasir Bey says, craziness. Melissa Hart says, we reject what's ours and accept what's not ours. That is accurate. Now, Brother Ramon again says, on his granny's birth certificate, it still reads colored person, and she's proud of it. And he's like, welcome to my life with the hand on the face. That's what I said, man. Like, that's because I remember that was the part that I was like, we need to question those before. So I'm pretty sure that comment got posted after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say, of course, peaceful greetings, beloveds. Happy holy Venus degree. Brother Nasir says Islam. That's why I followed you on IG. I wish they had a different word. If I had a social media platform, instead of the word follow, it would be like, you're studying along with, like, you know what I mean? Let's call it that. Let's call it studying along with. But no, I get it. That's what it's called there in that quasi-national jurisdiction termed meta.
Maybe it should be called connect with.
Yeah.
Or connect.
Yeah, that's how it is on Lawful Living. Lawful Living, it says now you're connected to. It does. I think it does say that. However, it might still say, I'm gonna have to double check. However, again, shout out to our loved ones at the George Previous Gym. But Brother Nasir says he loves what we're doing. Alrighty. So indeed, much love to Brother Nasir. Mother Carmisha, look, I already told you, I know I sent her the pictures and everything, but you guys know, like, I don't like keeping people waiting. And it's been like a moon cycle. So it's normally when people order things from me, I like to get it right out. I went to the post office and just got the free shipping supplies that I'm still waiting on to come through my order. But boom, there it goes. Got that, got the freaking stamps, all of that also, guys. So it's like really, really cool. This is your envelope right here, Mother Carmisha. And I think I'm gonna I got yours right here. I'm gonna, like I said, got some extras. I'm just gonna print out some extra things so you can have some dry erase type of materials. Maybe put a couple of finger puppets in there for you, also, you and your little ones, Mother Carmisha. So I got that here. So I'm gonna get that sent out. If not by tonight, put it in the post as late as tomorrow for it to be picked up. All right, so you can get that towards you. Mother Carmisha says Islam Moors. She gives 3 waves and 3 lightning bolts. Also, Brother Derek Bey says, wow, brain quack, right? He says he's glad to be home. This is where he belongs to learn. Of course, Brother Aura comments with Paragon RICO account there, says happy holy Venus degree to all mothers and sons in attendance, Islam. Brother Al Noor Latif L, Halo City Young says also Raja Yoga Breath of Science book, and also the Raja Yogi mental development book is a suggestion to go along with when Brother R was talking about
Yogi Science.
which book? Yeah, the Yogi Science. Got you. And Mother Carmisha says she sees it, right? The triple fire. So yeah, because guys, you know, the last thing that's going to ever happen is, oh, I did this and never received my product, guys. You guys know this is the longest someone has ever had to wait. You guys know, since I'm traveling and not near office number one, I'm near the new office. It's like I'm still like, getting adjusted. So I'm about to just start sending things to people anyway, just to kind of get that, get particular post offices just used to seeing correspondences go out like that. However, let's continue. Again, guys, we're reading from PDF page 956 out of 1956 pages within the Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, right? So just wanted to show you things, you know what I mean? That's what's going on here. And if you guys want to know what actual page within the actual book, it's page 880. And so, yeah, man, that's why I don't have any sympathy for Negro Black colors. And none of you actually should. Actually, any sincere American citizen, Moorish American, should not have any sympathy. All righty. And anything that's a pale skin here at the North Gate, you guys are subjects. You're Moorish subjects under Moorish law, because that's what's actually happening here. You guys know that, especially those of you that are part of lodges. All righty. You may be Ku Klux Klan, part of Kaiklos, Ku Klux Klan. You may be part of some Masonic lodge, some Eastern Star lodge. You already know I'm not doing anything but telling the truth. And I'm going to be consistent with that. And this is why we are respected, even when people see us out and about. Even if they don't know us, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I can tell when people be like, they look at me like, I know you from somewhere. And it's going to be like, I'm not going to tell you where you know me from. However, you got to remember, guys, we're live every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on 7 Hill Star, All Rights Reserved YouTube channel. And then every Tuesday and Thursday, we're in the Jurisprudence Gym with Mother Malika, Sonny, and the rest of our loved ones at Lawful Living. And so the only time we're not on a device probably is Saturday now. And that for 3 months wasn't true, because we were on Zoom every day for 3 moon cycles straight. I and Brother R, you know what I mean? And Brother Sean, you know what I mean? And Brother Terrell and Brother Corey. Like 7 Hill Star was 7 days, every strong. Instead of calling 7 days a week, we're going to say 7 days a strong, right? Every strong, we was just there, you know what I mean? And so I think now, like, especially I and Brother R, we just taking the moment, and all of us actually, to take Saturday to be with our loved ones. Just kick it, relax, maybe play some music, enjoy ourselves. I like to shoot the video game with my son if he would like to. If not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just shooting the duty myself, or watching movies with, my beloved mother, mistress, consort, because we're always guarding ourselves, even when we're kicking it. You know what I mean? We're really guarding ourselves, right? So with that being said, let's get back to this lesson, because we got so much more, guys. There's so much more I want to share, right? So now you see what an idiot is, right? Idiot, right? Like, it's Stimpy, idiot, right? All right, and we're actually seeing what idiot is. Idiota, red de idiota inquirendo, right? As well as what is a idoneus and a idoneatas, right? And so and the idoneata seems to be the complete opposite to idiota, right? It just seems like the complete opposite. So, you guys need to actually bring yourself to these things. It's funny, idoneum se facere, idoneare se, to purge oneself by oath pertaining to a crime of which one is accused. So it's like, hey man, look, I ain't do this. So basically it almost sounds like under the penalties of perjury. I'm telling the truth. I didn't do this. Right? So that's what that is there. Any questions, comments, and or suggestions from you guys in the chat, feel free to keep posting. there in the chat on YouTube. And you guys already know I will check the chat periodically, so to speak, and I will respond to whatever it is you guys really have questions about. So with that being said, let's go back to where Brother R was reading in the Holy Koran for the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Moorish Science Temple of America. And we are here on chapter 41, as you guys can see. XLI, right, is 41. All right. And I think Brother Ara we were kind of at 9 and 10-ish. However, I think he read down a little further than that.
We're on 11.
We're on 11. I yield the floor to you, beloved brother. Islam.
Suspect not evil in anyone until thou seest it. When thou seest, forget it not.
Period.
Well,
so when you see your little favorite Moorish superheroes and groups out there that you were all following and stuff like that, because there's a lot of people out there supporting the fall of the Moriscos to the point where they was all these little so-called popular, let me read to you Moors, you know what I'm saying, on Instagram or TikTok. And it's like, do you see this shit now? You see how, you see the evil? You see the live backwards? Evil is live backwards. See how people be living backwards? When you live backwards, you're evil.
Exactly.
When you lived backwards, that's the devil. Because you put D in front of EVIL, that's the word lived.
Like the BLM founders. Living backwards.
How you, bro? It's fine.
Yeah, 12. Whoso hath been an enemy cannot be a friend, for man mendeth not his faults. How should his actions be right who hath no rule of his life? Nothing can be just which proceedeth not from reason.
Wow. Wow. So if you don't have reason, right?
If reason
isn't at the forefront.
Yeah, if it proceedeth not from reason, right?
Yeah. What can proceed if you don't have a reasonable state pertaining to your thinking? Where's your mind?
How can your actions be right?
How?
If you're not proceeding with reason. Because you have no rule of life. Because you're wavering various.
How you, bro?
14. The inconstant hath no peace in his soul, neither can be at ease whom he concerneth himself with.
So in other words, you don't have no peace within your own soul. So even the people you go to kick it with,
they're gonna,
or even if you have children that you're supposed to be,
they're gonna inherit that instability.
And you're not at ease with them either, because you have no peace in your soul.
Right. His life is unequal. His motions are irregular. His soul changes with the weather. Today he loveth thee. Tomorrow thou art detested by him. And why? Himself knoweth not. Wherefore he now hateth. Today he is the tyrant. Tomorrow thy servant is less humble. And why? He who is arrogant without power will be servile while there is no subjection. Today,
in other words, you will sit there being a slave when there's no subjection. You're going to sit there and be Negro, Black people, colored folks, Ethiopian, African American, and those terms lasted from 1779 when it was given by slaveholders to slaves, and lasted until 1865. This is 2023. Why be servile when there's no longer any subjection?
That was powerful.
Idiots. Right? Yeah, man, fucking idiots, bro. And then it's like, oh, don't talk to them like that, Hasan. When they don't know. They do know. We're sharing this with them. Motherfuckers gotta stop being lazy, talking about that's too much information on RV Bay. I'm just gonna go find one of these newbie Moors that are gonna duplicate Mother Mariah V. Bay's activities on RV Bay publications. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll sit there and try to get finances by making cards and then and then sealing documentations. But yet you're an idiot. You're a Moorish American consular wazir idiot.
They try to clone what RV Bay is as if it's like a job. Like, you know how like they have like job industries? They think it's a job industry. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna set up my business giving out cards and nationalizing. It's not a business. You're not in the business of nationalizing people. It's not a fucking business. It's a nationality, and birthright is not for sale. That's a fact. So when you promote yourself, oh, I need 300 for an hour. For what? Fuck are you talking about? 300? That's like 4 cell phone bills, 4 months of a cell phone bill that you're not supposed to be paying.
You know, and shout out to UCC 1-308 without recourse. They say, peace, hermanos. Peaceful greetings to you. Islam, I yield, bro.
Islam, like, what is wrong with people? I'm gonna start my nationality and birthright business. That's what you motherfuckers look like.
What the fuck? But hold on, you guys are 7hillstar.com astrology firm. You're not giving away your astrology services and product. Of course we're not, because it's a product and a service. However, I bet you when it comes to some civics, we'll sit there and be on some Zoom call with you while you're sitting there promising to send us something via Cash App and asking us to come up with some cost or a price. And we tell you we don't have a cost. We don't have a price. We want to see what you're going to do out of your heart. We know if it was an attorney, though, that attorney is going to ask you to give at least $290 for the hour consultation. And then to put them on retainer for 10 hours, you better have $2,900. And you want to sit there
CG Bay. So like are you telling me
30 units?
Are you telling me that CG Bay charges more than an Esquire?
CG Badger Bay wants 300 notes for a Zoom recording for 1 hour.
Interesting.
I am an internationally certified professional astrologer. If I was to take up a subcontract at the White House near the Washington Bank of Columbia, because district is bank. If I was to be a pilot there, it's a Yaraha, right? If I was to be an astrologer there, they can't even get me to even consider it unless they know they got to give me at least $330 an hour, because that's what an international certified astrologer who's Moorish American at that is at least worth to be compensated for me to exchange my energy to do any astrological anything for the White House. And I don't give a fuck who think that's crazy. That's actually the fucking standard. A real astrologer doing stuff for a so-called governmental entity, if it was sincere, a sincere governmental entity, if it was, yeah, I'm worth at least in terms of when people think about doll hairs, right? The United States doll hair, right? The USD. You're going to have to give me at least 330 of them, which actually equates to 300, right? That actually equates to 330 silver dimes an hour. You have to give me 300. Woo-hoo! You would have to give me, you have to give me 330 silver dimes just to consider doing astrology there. And then I come with a whole firm. So since that's the case, since it's 5 of my brothers, let me do the math for you real quick. If we were to do 330 dimes an hour, 8 hours a day, out of 5 days in a strong, we're not gonna call it a week, that's 6 million per astrologer pertaining to 7hillstar.com astrology firm. And then when we do the mirror session, which is 3 hours, it's worth 990 units then. Since I'm doing 3 hour sessions, the mirror, I should be asking you all to send 990 units to the Cash App, and I only asked for 153 as an exchange pertaining to eleemosynary tuition. Do you even know what eleemosynary means? Do you know what tuition means? We're going to go there too, because this is a lesson day. Seriously, even though every day is a lesson day, we're going to show you why we do what we do, how we do. And no, we're not being Federal Reserve agents making advances to the Federal Reserve Bank through instrumentalities. We're saying respect our energy, because 9 times out of 10, you can ask Mother Carnation or anyone else in here that's gotten a mirror astro literacy session from me. I give you way more than you expect. I just ask that once the video is done and Zoom lets me know it's been recorded, you better download that motherfucker, because I'm going to erase it in 72 hours after your session. You ain't get it recorded. That's not my fault. I gave you instruction to download it immediately the day that I send it to you. And then you get a whole bunch of extras that you didn't even expect. That's not even included in the eleemosynary tuition. And I'm clearly worth by myself, let alone there are 5 of us that are certified. Brother R will be number 6 once he's complete, even though Brother R has paid his dues also. I just know how honorable he is. Like, look, man, I'm going to get this done first before X, Y, and Z. Okay, cool. Finish the intensive. Because when it's time and that practice really goes on, you want to book for your governmental entity or business, you're gonna have to give us up front for a year. You're gonna have to give up 15 million silver dimes, and that's just half of what we're worth. Because if it's 5 of us, and really if it goes to all 6, that's gonna be 36 million. So that's 18 million you got to consider off the break just to book 7 Hill Star to even begin considering your astrological needs. That's real talk. We're not just certified by our own Free National Press, which we did first, but there's a major astrological society that recognizes 7hillstar.com astrology firm. It's not a game. And I do a lot of giving to them also, just like I do us here. And I have colleagues near Turkey, Australia. It's not a game. They know exactly who Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey is. It's 7hillstar.com astrology firm. It's all feds, no cap. And I'm not bragging. I'm telling you the truth because I don't fuck around. However, I'm still sitting here not a gajillionaire or a millionaire because I'm not sitting here to rob the people. I'm not here to rob the widow of her penny. We're not trying to get in your purse and your pussy or your pockets. Just respect what we do. You want to come for Astro Civics? Okay. We'll open Zoom. We'll talk to you. When it get to a certain amount of time, be like, look, man, this is vampiric. You keep repeating yourself. We're about to end this call. Well, I'm going to send you something. That's fine. We didn't mention it. But since you mentioned it, CashApp is caduceus symbol, or what you call the $, OurAstrologyStreet. And whenever if you feel in your heart you want to give based on the words that you said, go right ahead. Other than that, you don't respect our energy, this call going to be real short. We're going to give you your answer because we're going to cut you off from playing the violin. Oh, well, I went through this and this, that. I don't give a fuck. What do you need? And then we're going to assist you with that. And then we're going to get the fuck off my Zoom. We do astrology. What'd you say?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it is.
Period.
We don't got time. I mean, shit, we need to keep growing. So when we stop to help others grow, we're taking away from the time that we could be developing and cultivating ourselves.
Not only ourselves, we have beloved mother, mistress, consorts, and children that are here in the Domus with us.
That's the purpose of cultivating self, so you can make those around you better. Improve the life of all of those around you, all your loved ones. By improving the quality of your life first. And that doesn't mean getting a bigger bag. That improving your life doesn't mean you got a better job. You got a better master's degree. Improving your life means you're improving your health.
Mm-hmm. So with that being said, right? That's why Brother Hasan and all my bros, we go hard how we go, man. We're not about to sit here and fuck around with anything. When it comes to a product or service, you're going to give an eleemosynary tuition for the astro literacy comprehension course that you're going to take, whether it's a mirror astro literacy session, whether it's a report from Brother Sean Alim for the mental magician report. You're going to learn. Like I said, ask Mother Carmisha, she's still here in the chat. Ask her. She'll tell you. Get way more than you expected. You just thought that somebody was going to bring up a chart and just tell you. No, she got enough stuff to get it, to print it out, put it in a loose leaf notebook, and go back and refer to it for the rest of the time that she's here on this planet. And pass it down to our babies. Because we don't fuck around. We're not inconstant. We're not being arrogant either.
Let's see.
I yield.
The inconstant have no peace in it, so neither can be at ease whom he concerneth himself with. His life is unequal, his motions are irregular, his soul changeth with the weather. Today he loveth thee, tomorrow thou art detested by him. And why? Himself knoweth not, wherefore he now hateth. Today he is the tyrant, tomorrow thy servant is less humble. And why? He who is arrogant without power will be servile while there is no subjection. Today he is profuse, tomorrow he grudgeth unto his mouth that which it should eat. Thus it is with him who knoweth not moderation. Who shall say of the chameleon, he is black, when the moment after the verdure of the grass overspreadeth him?
Yeah, the verdure. Verdure is dealing with the greenness.
Right. Like verdura in Spanish is like lettuce.
That's why.
Greens, right? All right.
Right?
I think it's hilarious how they actually use black though.
Exactly. Is the chameleon dead? No, it's not. The chameleon's not dead.
Well, you're gonna know he's not dead when the
earlier I said camel. Forgive me. I meant to say chameleon. It's because I just read it fast. But it's not camel. It was chameleon. So yeah, who's to say that
you're gonna know he's not dead? You're gonna know he's not dead when the life of his flesh changes colors.
Period.
Who shall say of the inconstant, he is joyful, when his next breath shall be spent in sighing? What is the life of such a man but the phantom of a dream? In the morning he riseth happy, at noon he is on the rack. This hour, he is a god, the next below a worm.
Yo, that's that Negro black colored thinking right there, man. That's some African American Ethiopian thoughts right there.
Some demarcation thoughts.
Some demarcation thoughts, because they're divided.
One moment he laugheth, the next he weepeth. He now willeth, in an instant he willeth not, and in another he knoweth not whether he willeth or not. Yet neither ease nor pain have fixed themselves on him. He's like stuck in between. Neither is he waxed greater or become less. Neither hath he had cause for laughter or reason for his sorrow. Therefore shall none of them abide with him.
Look at that. Look at that. That waxing is gaining light, like the moon. Yeah, the waxing moon.
Prophet didn't bring sun, moon, and stars.
Hold on, Mo. The prophet ain't bring the sun, moon, and stars, Mo. Even though the Moorish American prayer says by night and by day. How are you going to recognize when that is? If he ain't bring the sun, moon, and stars, Mo. Shut your dumb ass up. It's more, not Mo. Stop that shit. It just sounds like it's not Mo. That's really bad practice in verbiage. It's horrible. I yield, bro. Islam.
Islam. Which one was that? All right.
Can't stand that bullshit, bro. I promise you.
The
That's
happiness, the happiness of the inconstant is as a palace built on the surface of the sand. The blowing of the wind carries away its foundation. What wonder then that it falleth? Right.
mm-hmm.
But what exalted form is this, that hitherward directs its uninterrupted course, whose foot is on earth, whose head is above the clouds. On his brow sitteth majesty. Steadiness is in his port, and in his heart reigneth tranquility.
Mother Sahar says, "Where's Larry and Curly, Mo? Why are you on them?" It's like, yo, like Brother JM says, I don't know if it's brother or mother, I gotta remember, but JM says, eleemosynary, relating to charity, charitable, and we will get into that in Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, so you'll see why we don't have a price or a cost. We either accept a love gift from you for, you want to go over something dealing with civics. However, when it comes to astrology, it is an energy exchange in the form pertaining to an eleemosynary tuition, period, because that's what we're doing. We're teaching. We're not sitting here selling you packages for status correction. The correction pertaining to your status is the fact that you, one, hey, I'm Moorish American. I'm not Negro, Black, colored, Ethiopian, or African American. Status correction is, I need a mirror session. I need to really link with 7 Hill Star. Okay, there you go. That's how you do it. I need to let my peoples know. Hey, look, man, only go here. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, a lot of these beings that got turbans and they do astrology and tarot, y'all better stop going to these crazy motherfuckers. I tell you, I'm telling you, in 8 years, I know that ain't a long time. I've seen a lot though in 8 years. That's why we stay consistent with what we do. I do not, and I refuse to cater to any of these other beings. I'm not doing it. I'm not moving. Yeah. All right, I yield, bro.
Islam.
Woohoo!
Oh yeah, that's good. Hold on. I'm actually about to. I don't know why I was doing that because.
So you stepped away, right? For a second.
Yeah, I was using the phone so that I could still read and talk. Yeah. Islam. Though obstacles appear in his way, he dineth.
Or Daneth.
Silent. Yeah, Daneth.
Mm-hmm.
Deigneth not to look down upon them. Right?
So you see, hold on, let me just add to your wisdom. You see how what not to be was all the way up to number 23, and then number 24 is what she's like, but what
switches it up, yeah.
This?
But this is exactly. Islam,
I yield.
But what exalted form is this?
Mm-hmm.
Either word directs, it's even, yeah, indeed. Though obstacles appear in his way, he deigneth not to look down upon them. That was what we were talking about. I'm not thinking about what they're gonna do to try to block me. I know that there's gonna be obstacles in the way, but I'm
right. Consider worthy. Right. All right. I yield. He considers worthy not to look down upon him. Exactly.
Yes. Though heaven and earth oppose his passage, he proceedeth.
Mm-hmm.
So I always think about like the mind and the body when I see heaven and earth.
Or when people go on to RB Bay publications and be like, man, there's too much information on there. That's like an obstacle that appeared in their way. And now they're like bitching and moaning. Why? I'm a crybaby believer. No, you're going to be a knowing scholar by by you deigning not
Your
to
tongue.
look down upon that obstacle that you're making in your own mind.
The
I yield.
the mountains sink beneath his tread. The waters of the ocean are dried up under the sole of his foot. The tiger throweth herself across his way in vain. The spots of the leopard glow against him unregarded. He marcheth through the embattled legions. With his hands he putteth aside the terrors of death. The storms roar against his shoulders, but are not able to shake them. The thunder bursteth over his head in rain. The lightning serveth but to show the glories of his countenance.
It's funny, it says in vain, but you said in rain. I was like, that still kind of works too, because rain would bring about, like, you know, a not so great moment. It's just like he's just like walking between the raindrops or some shit. It's like the storm, the thunderstorm is like, oh shit, I don't want to touch him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yo, that's like an accidental download right there.
it's long.
His name is Resolution.
Boom shakalaka. There it goes. The opposite to inconstancy is resolution.
Mm-hmm. House joint resolution. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why I said, remember when people bring issues, I said, I'm not going to spend time on your problems. I'm resolution minded.
Indeed.
That's what Seven Heel Star does. We are resolution minded.
Right.
My bros think resolution. We don't think inconstancy. Islam, I yield.
His name is Resolution. He cometh from the utmost part of the earth. He seeth happiness afar off before him. His eye discovereth her temple beyond the limits of the pole. He walketh up to it. He entereth boldly, and he remaineth there forever. Establish thy heart, O man, in that which is right, and then know the greatest of human is to be immutable.
Immutable means to be wavering, to be various. Mutable is something that's changeable. Immutable is something that's fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why anybody can take this presentation and be like, wah, wah, I don't like those Moors, especially that one in the black bucket hat and the purple robe. Wah, wah. And then what you'll realize when you get to this part, like, dang, yo, whole time though, like they just being resolution minded. Now you can go inside yourself and apologize to yourself for doing a great injustice to yourself by actually rejecting the lifeguards that R7HillStar.com astrology firm. Nobody else is bringing this. Everybody else, like I said, wants to get in your purse or your pussy or your pocket. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. It's funny I say purse, pussy, or pocket, and then this whole XXX69 online. You already know we about to delete that ass, right? You know we about to delete that ass, right? Peace out, shorty. Get out of here, right? You're gone. So with that being said, yeah, that's what we do not want. You know what I mean? That's not what we desire. You know, yesterday we were speaking with someone and, you know, they was all, yeah, I learned from Sharon Tracy Gale Bay. And I'm like, she's an idiot. She was a student back in 2016 of mine. You know what I mean? When going over the writ writing classes and other different concepts and stuff in 2016. And who the finances was going to was another idiot who sat there and fucked up the finances and ran off with it. You think I got my half? That's enough, right? However, that's why you can't trust these beings. That's why when you even see first aid ministry, the only sincere first aid ministry is MDNM, Moorish Divine International Movement First Aid Ministry, which is what a lot of the activities that we do are through. Not when people talking about first aid ministry, 1928, those are the robbers. You know what I mean? Not with that, yeah. But you was around. I remember when it was Devon Robinson telling you. No, he's a thief. Period. Ran what you got. First of all, he wouldn't give you guys your documentation. Then I'm just saying you guys need that. Period. You see what I'm saying? Seriously. Nasir says she talks bad about RV Bay too, Sharon. She's a McDonald's eating idiot. I'm just going to tell you straight up. Like I said, she was a student of mine in 2016. And I can tell when you got those like low self-esteem, a heavy, heavy copper tones, heavy copper skin tone sisters who really don't have the self-esteem that they should have because they're still in Negro Black colored mode. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they just do a great injustice to the planet. And I'm not being mean when I say she's an idiot. We just read that, what an idiot is. If she really knew better, she would do better. None of us would have this information and knowledge if it wasn't for first Prophet Woodrow Ali reminding us, who's a Moor before any Moor Science Temple of America. It's just that there are things that we organize as a civic organization first, then we adopt it as our corporate name, religious corporate name by religious corporate act affidavit, Moor Science Temple of America, to protect the people so that they can learn their nationality and divine creed and be protected by those of us that actually know what it is. Because this is not a hand-holding movement. You must show thine own self approved. You can't sit here bitching and moaning, talking about, why Moors that know this information, why don't y'all just help represent the people? Because this is not a representation type of situation. Everybody got to be trained. It's like the spook who sat by the door. Everybody's got to be trained up 3 positions ahead of where they are. You can't sit here bitching and moaning, whining, why you don't have this, why you don't have that. Nobody want to hear that. Ain't nobody got time for that. We want you to be strong. Know what we know. Stop wanting to be a subject. Stop it. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, guys, I'm not being mean. When you hear me talk about the fall of the Moriscos that falsely call themselves Rise of the Moors, I can back up what I'm saying. I don't need some military agent that's on an infiltration mission to take the people that they was banking on people being ignorant. Banking. I almost feel like that was an extended prank. Let's see how many of you people come and follow you and go on this thing, because they don't read none of that stuff Prophet Woodrow Ali put out. They just looking for, a benefit real quick. Oh, look, oh shit, you got 9 of them besides you and the other agent that's supposed to be doing these things. Okay, cool. Let's make their life a living hell and make them reject Prophet Woodrow Ali because they sat there and listened to you. Y'all better stop. Told you, we're not jamming the hall. We're not late timers jamming the hall. All right. We're not having Moorish American consulates when the consulates are supposed to be for those that think they're running a U.S. corporation. We're the United States of America. We have a president for the executive branch and a legislature, and then we have the Supreme Court with the 9 justices. Not without consular activity. And you relinquished your consular jurisdiction here in Morocco in 1956 via Dwight D. Eisenhower. Anything that you're doing on this land, you're only doing it because the people aren't learned enough to hang your ass or chop your head off with the scimitar. So you're taking advantage. You see what I'm saying? You're just taking advantage. Hey, cutie. What's up? You want to sit and kick your butt for a bit? You can. Oh, you fixing the hoods? It's funny. I was just thinking about that. About the pakora and the pasta. Yeah, it really was, babe. So I'm thinking to myself, like, guys, like, what are we doing this year? Are we just gonna be inconstant? Is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna be inconstant and not know how to guard ourselves at all times. Thus, that being what? What did Brother R read that this right there? That's what it needs to be at all times. You see what I'm saying? Oh, I see what you did there. Wow. Wow, you're amazing. I know it smells delicious. I really do smell it. You want me to reach my hand out and grab it? Reach out and touch your hand. Wow. Oh, wow. This all me? For real? Maybe I love you. You love me. I love you too. I'm about to cry. Okay, awesome. You want me to just not say nothing out loud? You're hilarious. All right. So we need to be resolution minded, guys. Flat out. Straight up resolution minded. What are we doing this year? Do we just want to be Negro Black colored? JM says, I find that Moors do not understand that being a Moor is being a holistic being, knowing all aspects of Moor science. Yeah, and if you want consular affairs here, then you need to hold people on the federal level on the legislation, on the executive branch for the federal level, on the judicial branch for the federal level, and let them know, hey, you guys want to be operating here. It needs to be according to what, you know, was happening when Dwight D. Eisenhower was on the scene before relinquishing that jurisdiction. So that means you got beings here that should be hung for treason. Because the only way for those service corporations to be here doing what they're doing, it has to be by consular activity and consular activity alone, because we're home. Well, but Brother Taj and Dr. G was backing them. It looked like Lamont was like the protege of Taj. Boy, did we not get a laugh out of that last night, Brother Aro? We was like,
oh my goodness.
Lie detector showed that was a lie. Where's Maury Povich when you need him? Seriously, don't forgive me. Where's Maury Povich when you need him, right? It's like, come on, man. Like, no, that's not what's happening. See, I look at it like Brother Taj is a you know, doing fifth and sixth dimensional chess. And if you're out here talking about, you know, something, he can be like, well, okay, go out there. Yeah, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my fez on and I'm going to go run in front of Mack trucks and play dodge Mack trucks. And as I'm dodging Mack trucks, I'm going to be the office of the consular dodging Mack truck general. Like, so it's like, really? Really? That's how you took that? Oh, now you're rising. You're some Moors that are rising. Follow the Moriscos. You guys got to see this as a divine and national movement. So there are beings that are coming back in these spacesuits. They may be copper tone spacesuits, olive shade spacesuits, right? That have within it the soul, and within the soul is the spirit. And what they're doing is showing that they're the ones that were against the prophet 2,000 years ago. They're against them today. Those that are with the prophet, though, 2,000 years ago are with them today. You guys got to be clear on that, right? I mean, is this the part where we go to eleemosynary intuition? Look at that. Is that it?
Those who were with the right thinking are with the right thinking today. Those who were with the right thinking 1,000 years ago are with the right thinking today.
Period.
Those who were with the wrong thinking is still with the wrong thinking. And it's not necessarily right or wrong thinking. It's just more of like ignorance. If you don't know how to do something, you can't do it. So that's why it's termed wrong. Because the more you know, the more you could do. Man is mind, as he thinketh, so shall he become. So therefore, the more you know, the more you could be. Or you can only be what you know. This is why
JM says, just to add to your wisdom real quick, JM says, when will Moors understand how GS, I guess he's saying Grand Chief, right? Referring to Brother Tashariq Bey, understand how GS operates. He does not stop you from making your mistakes.
Right, like nature's not gonna stop. That's how nature is. Nature's not gonna a gerbil or a squirrel or whatever the hell could come out the ground. Not gonna come out the ground and stop you from jumping off the cliff because you decide it's a good idea to jump off of a cliff. Nature allow that shit to happen. And guess what else nature's gonna do? It's gonna break your fucking bones, all the bones in your body when you hit that ground.
Or pin
Because
you up against a guardrail
yikes.
with 10 brown shirts near the Charles County Corporation.
Yikes.
See, y'all Moors got a problem. Why are you talking about that, brother? We all need to come together. Again, I'm not saying I'm not assisting and I wouldn't assist the brother. All I'm saying is I remember when I reached out to them, it was like, hey, y'all doing what in the Maryland State Republic? And you ain't reach out to me? What's up? Let me see what y'all got going on. But people already know that I'm gonna point out what's wrong. I'm not here to micromanage you. I'm just gonna be like, hey man, don't go out there and try to dodge Mack trucks going 75 miles an hour on the highway. You might get turned into a slushy.
Hey, play the video. Play the video.
Play that
If you want to
video.
dodge stuff, go play Frogger.
Huh?
If you want to dodge trucks, go play Frogger.
I just caught on all this. Yo, you're hilarious, bro. So hold up. Can you find that video and send it to the chat? Oh, I know which video you're talking about too.
I'm talking about the yeah, you already know the one you just sent.
You know, I didn't know that I was gonna be talking to a bunch of illiterate people who don't know how to read. But
you're literally 15. What do you know?
Bro, you know how to read?
Yes, I do know how to read.
Name 10 books.
Are you serious?
Yes, 100%. Name 10 books.
Well, I read Game of Thrones. I'm obsessed with like the Twilight series.
Called?
Game of Thrones, the
Don't
series.
What's the book called? It's not called Game of Thrones.
Wait, what book did you just say before that?
She's just trying to come up with a bunch of nonsense and she can't name any actual books.
Bro, shut up, kid.
Do you think you're smarter than these girls? That's why you interrupt them?
You know, I don't really think that, you know, for the most part, you know, they've earned my respect to speak. Listen, I think we're kind of getting off topic. Can you name 10 books?
Can you?
No, don't change.
No. You're changing the subject, actually.
10 books.
You're changing the subject, actually.
Three books.
Okay. Well, the Game of Thrones series,
it's not a book.
Twilight series.
I want the name
it
of
is
the
a book. It is a book.
No, but I want the name of the book.
I'll Google the book right now.
Okay, the book is called Song of Ice and Fire. Now, before you embarrass yourself by looking up the name of a book, she couldn't even actually name a single book. She doesn't know how to read. She's clearly illiterate.
Okay, bro, but
you know, I didn't know that I was gonna be talking to a bunch of illiterate people who don't know how to read. But
you're literally 15. What do you know?
Bro, you know how to read?
Yes, I do know how to read.
Name 10 books.
Are you serious?
Yes, 100%. Name 10 books.
Well, I read Game of Thrones. I'm obsessed with like the Twilight series.
Called?
Game of Thrones, the series.
What's the book called? It's not called Game of Thrones.
Wait, what book did you just say before that?
She's just trying to come up with a bunch of nonsense and she can't name any actual books.
Bro, shut up, kid.
Do you think you're smarter than these girls? That's why you interrupt them?
You know, I don't really think that, you know, for the most part, you know, they've earned my respect to speak. Listen, I think we're kind of getting off.
Gotta earn my respect to speak because you're an idiota, bro. I'll be right back. Use the Moore's room and then we're gonna go in.
That's wild, brother. R, grown mind in the back simping in that video.
Oh, you said that video we just watched?
Yeah, dude in the back, and they're simping. So you gonna tell these girls, shut up, bro.
Man, she started naming TV shows.
Name 10 books.
He said name 10 books. She started naming TV shows.
Then he gave her left right. Name 3 books.
Name 3 books. She tried.
Name 3 books.
People need to study. And I don't think nobody should put paperwork in that they don't comprehend. Like,
Diesel.
I recommend.
no,
I recommend people. I recommend. You said what?
Yeah, I agree. Nobody should put paperwork in they haven't studied, because then when things don't work out how they feel they should, they'll blame it on the paperwork, but not blame it on their mindset or going to study that paperwork. Just, oh, I'm gonna write this, sign this, and send it, and ain't even read a paragraph.
They thought they was gonna. They thought they was gonna get some paperwork and then go do. Basically, a lot of people try to just take advantage of the whole, fact that a court can't do shit when they don't have jurisdiction. Yeah, that's true. But that doesn't mean that you're going to try to apply that principle when you don't know all the other principles of law and you're not following the principles of law yourself. That's not going to work. I guarantee that's not going to work. They used to, when I first came in the movement, they used to talk a lot about going through the fire. You know what I'm saying? Going through that fire and really putting yourself to the test and putting in work as far as studying. It's always been like that, bro. I started seeing it turn into like a following type of thing where they just watch videos and then try to.
They look at a being, you know what I'm saying, talking. They're like, oh, yeah. And then,
they get hypnotized.
They don't do nothing else.
Yeah, they get hypnotized. They wait for the information to come through a being instead of seeking it themselves.
Straight up.
Yo, the screen share is open too, right? But this ain't even my laptop. But I guess I could pull up something, right? Pull up. Back to the basics. Back to reality.
Sorry, what I missed? I'm back. What I missed?
Off the screen share.
Oh, good. Let me. Yeah, did I stop my screen share?
Yeah, you did. I was like, I wasn't thinking about it. We were just kind of talking about the video, how she started naming TV shows.
Yeah, but I know the Game of Thrones series. That's my favorite book collection. With the porn star shirt on. She must be an Aquarius. All right. So,
I was telling Brother R. Then I said he even gave her another life raft and said, name 3 books. Name 3 books.
It's long. I'm gonna look up Ellie Mosenary while you're doing that too, bro. I'm gonna cue Ellie Mosenary while you're looking that up.
I kind of want to read.
Say that again.
Kind of want to read some article too, just to we could do a live study right now.
Oh shit! Hey, let's fucking do it. You already know I'm with it, and then we'll go over Ellie Mosenary tuition before we actually get out of here. You know what I mean?
Executive powers shall be vested in a president of the United States of America. This is Article 2, Section 1. He shall hold his office the term of 4 years, and together with the vice president, chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. Each state shall appoint in such manner as the legislature thereof being direct a number of electors equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the state may be entitled in the Congress. But no senator or representative or person holding an office of trust or profit under the United States shall be appointed an elector. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for 2 persons You see, it's so funny how they don't say people in the articles. They only say it, obviously Article 1, and then it comes up in the Bill of Rights. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for 2 persons, of whom one at least shall not be an inhabitant of the same state with themselves. And they shall make a list of all the persons voted for, and of the number of votes for each, which list they shall sign and certify and transmit sealed to the seat of the government of the United States. The bank, well, right now it's the bank. It's not. Never mind, it's de facto. That's what I'm saying.
It's de facto.
Yeah, directed to the President of the Senate. The President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and House of Representatives, open all the certificates, and the votes shall then be counted. The person having the greatest number of votes shall be the president. If such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed, and if there be more than one who have such majority and have an equal number of votes, then the House of Representatives shall immediately choose by ballot one of them for president. And if no person have a majority, then from the 5 highest on the list, the said house shall in like manner choose the president. It's so funny when they're talking about like how many people are being voted for, because they got you in the state of mind that it's only like 2 beings running for president. But in choosing the president, the votes shall be taken by states, the representation from each state having 1 vote. A quorum for this purpose shall consist of a member or members from 2/3 of the states, and a majority of all the states shall be necessary to a choice. In every case, after the choice of the president, the person having the greatest number of votes of the electors shall be the vice president. But if there should remain two or more who have equal votes, the Senate shall choose from them by ballot the vice president.
So hold on. So the only beings whose activities into the subject matter, the activity could be called voting, is electors, not voters.
Man, let's go back and highlight that.
I said it.
And that's why when is the real election date? That's on RV Bay too. You can learn that on there too.
Because actually, before they did the Janus worship and inaugurate beings around like January 20th, which is coming up. They're about to do all their office inaugurations for people that were elected by electors or appointed, but the beings that are idiots, I think they voted for somebody. Like, no, that's not what happened. However, Prophet Woodrow Ali said it in the first letter to be read in every meeting. He'll be at the inauguration of President Hoover. What you'll learn when you go and check, when was President Hoover inaugurated in 1929? If you got to just think about it, that letter was dated January 18th, 1929. You think Prophet Woodrow Ali was talking about something that was going to happen 2 days later? No, because the presidential inaugurations used to always happen when the sun was at the 13th degree. This is right. They did Friday the 13th according to the Gregorian calendar, right? However, if you were to check this astrologically, this is actually, if we be honest with ourselves, the 24th degree for Capricorn. The sun is approximately right now at 24 degrees Capricorn. However, when you talk about the 13th degree and not 24th degree, that's March 4th. March 4th was the 13th degree of Pisces normally, give or take a day. But March 4th is when they were doing the presidential inaugurations. March 4th, so that the sun will be at the 13th degree pertaining to Pisces. So if the sun's at the 13th degree pertaining to Pisces tropically, what you need to do now is think about what can be seen in the sky in the 180 degree direction from the sun, because wherever the sun is, you're not going to see the stars that are there. You're not going to see the stars that are, because 13 degrees Pisces tropic is 18 degrees Aquarius sidereal. So now you need to ask yourself, what can you see there? I'm going to say that around that time, they were looking to see the star Regulus in the constellation Leo, which is the heart of the king. And right now, Regulus is at about 0 degrees Virgo. So technically, 0 degrees Virgo, which would be, that's tropic, that would be about 5 degrees Leo sidereal. So then you should know when the sun is at 0 degrees Virgo, right? You know, that's about 0 degrees Virgo is like the 23rd August. So what would be the opposite to that? Maybe the 19th of February would be the start. So maybe the presidential inauguration should happen in February, not January. Because what you're doing is you're looking to move along with, you already did some Mason? Because that's just what I'm just thinking astrologically. Astrologically, with the sun in Pisces, but it'll still be about 18 degrees Aquarius, the constellation, then opposite that constellation, in theory, would be the constellation Leo. Even though the opposite of Pisces tropically would be Virgo. So then you need to think to yourself, it seems like they were doing the presidential inaugurations when the sun is 180 degrees from Regulus, the fixed star, Regulus, so that at night, the heart of the lion, Cor Leon, Don Corleone, Cor, heart, Leon, lion. So the heart of the lion constellation can be bright in the sky at nighttime. So yeah, even when Prophet Woodrow Ali said he was going to be at the presidential inauguration for President Hoover, that was on March 4th, 1929. Again, try to prove what we say wrong. I yield. Islam. The universal prophet. I don't know what my baby just ordered. Goodness gracious. It made me look at it. It literally looks like shrimp, but it's not. It's definitely a vegan makeup of shrimp. And it's like, look at that joint. Like, yo, hold up. All right, I yield, bro. Islam. Oh, what do you want me to read? Oh, you're talking about, oh, you're looking for the election portions. And remember, you can also type in, when was the election for President Hoover? And I'm pretty sure it's going to say March 4th, 1929. And that's just a regular Google search. Anybody, even those of you that are in the chat, you got another device? Type that in. Presidential inauguration for President Hoover, 1929. It should say March 4th. And then I can cast a chart and show you a chart that the sun going to be at about 13 degrees Pisces tropic, and then I'm going to show you that's about 18 degrees sidereal. So let me set that up while Brother R is looking for that. So that you guys can see that what we're reading on and what we're going over and talking about enforcing the Constitution. You really want to enforce that Constitution without the .org? Then stop trying to be some consular or anything. What you're supposed to be doing is forcing the foreigners to do things here by consular venue, period. Because we're the heirs pertaining to the land. You have to do what we say. We're the Fresh Prince. Everyone else is fucking servants. Oh, we want to be a corporation in the United States of America. Okay, you can have your legislation and your executive branch, your judicial branch. However, it's going to be based on the law of the country, which is Guyana Shagoa, the great law of the peace. And you're going to recognize that you're servants. That's all you are. You're just a bunch of Jeffreys. We're the Fresh Prince. Not being mean there. What we see here? What you got? Was I wrong? Was I off? Oh, holy tamales. Look, and 31 is 13 in reverse. Look at that. Looky, Astro Cookie. Because that's when the presidential inaugurations actually took place. When the sun was at 13 degrees Pisces, tropic, which I'm going to put that together. And it usually happened at high noon. So it should have been March 4th, 1929 at noon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yo, this 4 is 13 also, because 1 and 3 is 4. But yeah, if you want to keep going here.
Oh, I'm just typing in the chart real quick. I'm typing in the title for presidential inauguration.
Islam. I'm gonna keep reading here then too, because I wanted to find the portion from our rebate publication that talks about the electoral votes, which takes place on a different date than when the people, quote unquote, vote.
Correct.
And those are the ones that actually count. The Congress may determine the time of choosing the electors and the day on which they shall give their votes, which day shall be the same throughout the United States. No person except a natural born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to the office of president. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained to the age of 35 years and been 14 years a resident.
14 years, someone struck in the head.
You gotta be struck in the head in a stupor for 14
Gotta be
years.
in a stupor in order to be a resident. Some people say res, a thing, identified. Yeah, but how is that thing being identified? Are you a thing identified as being in a stupor? Are you dwelling? Because if you're dwelling, you're being misled. To dwell is to be misled.
To led into error.
To be led into error.
In case of the removal of the president from office or of his death, resignation, or inability to discharge the powers and duties of the said office, the same shall devolve on the vice president, and the Congress may by law provide for the case of removal, death, resignation, or inability, both of the president and vice president, declaring what officer shall then act as president, and such officer shall act accordingly until the disability be removed or a president shall be elected. The president shall, at stated times, receive for his services a compensation which shall neither be increased nor diminished during the
Wow.
period for which he shall have been elected, and he shall not receive within that period any other emolument from the United States or any of them.
Look at that. Look at that. You should be in honor. That's what that says right there overall. You should be in honor.
Before he enter on the execution of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
You know what's funny?
That's how they would say
funny? Because people are pointing out that Biden doesn't look the same. And so they want to control the narrative of Joseph Biden hasn't transitioned. Because upon the public announcement pertaining to him transitioning, Kamala Harris would be not only the first quote unquote woman president, but one that's of quote unquote Moorish descent, right? Because she has the olive tone skin, the various copper tone, right? So with that being said, that's why people are like, oh, well, look at the ears are different, or that just doesn't look like the same guy, or this actor is actually playing this guy, you know what I'm saying? And so at the end, so it's like, even I remember when I was at, shout out to the International Astrology Association that we're members to. And they were talking about, because astrologers all over the world be predicting different things about different governments. It's so-called governments, especially the Unum Sanctum service corporations, falsely termed United States of America service corporation. And so they look to certain things to happen. And so a lot of people, even worldwide, a lot of our professional astrology colleagues are just waiting for Kamala Harris to assume the position pertaining to president, even though we know that legislative, executive, and judicial branch, right? LEJ, that's the real ledge that you need to know. You want to talk about knowing the ledge. LEJ, they need to be operating according to consular venue. So they have to reestablish by us letting it be known. Man, they too powerful. They got tanks and all this other shit. Bro, you don't think that these Masons and Eastern Stars know if they sit there and act a certain way outside of the way that the energy works on this planet, they will bring a plague on themselves? You will see a plague like it's been spoken of in medieval times happen to these people. That's why when it comes to sincere, true, and faithful Moors, such as ourselves, and those of you that sincerely study, you will clearly see anybody think something bad about you or wrong, they're gonna stub their toe, they're gonna crash their wheel. Somebody's got to get fired. Like, that's what's got to happen, man. Seriously. I yield. Section 2, bro. I yield.
As long they gotta take that oath.
Mm-hmm. You gotta take that oath. And you can't execute until the legislation is done. This is
okay, so bro, so that's like what I'm talking about. You can't. I didn't learn this from nowhere. It's just in my mind. I just can't. In my mind, I'm just thinking, how the hell can you uphold? How can you promise to uphold a statute if you didn't take the oath to the Constitution first? He can't do anything under any legislation until he takes the oath. That's why the legislation.
I'm to ask you, can you keep going? Bring up HR 0689 to really show what they need to be really honoring and upholding, and let these people see. Because some people say stupid shit like, how come they don't recognize the Moors? I'm like, okay. You better shut up. JM says, Do you see the symbology of Charles County and King Charles? That part right there just almost made me spit the food in my mouth out, JM. That was hilarious. Yes, I see it. Nasir Mother Sahar's laughing. When Sahar says that's hilarious. JM says Electoral College. So I'm going back. I know what we were speaking on in those times. Just to say, like, yeah, I see it. I definitely see it. And at the end of the day, so-called Maryland, if you were to look up, we could take you to the Maryland manual. Maybe we'll do that too, bro, since you read that. We can go to the Maryland manual.
This doesn't look like what I thought we was pulling up.
No, we need HR
689.
0689.
Yeah, pardon me.
Right? There we go. 97th General Assembly for Illinois. Assembly in Moorish Latin is pronounced assemblea. An assemblea or an iglesia is the same thing. Assemblea and iglesia means church. So when you're talking General Assembly, know that it's a general church. Now really think, is this against your religion? Think about Bill of Rights 1. I don't call them amendments because I don't sanction law breaking. It's only 10 Bill of Rights. Anything after that is bullshit to me. Period. Okay, what'd you say? Then again, I study. So, whereas now hold on. Y'all see that? Can you scroll up to the top so the people can see that this is the Illinois General Church? Y'all see that, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you really see that. There's 9 of you in here now. Put a 1 in the chat if you see that says, it clearly says, Illinois General Assembly. Please put a 1 in the chat. Who can see that? It says, Illinois General Church. 97th General Church, right? All right. So what was discussed here? Let's show you what was discussed here, guys. Whereas the Moorish Americans are the descendants. That's 7th house. The 7th house cusp is called the descendant. Descendants of the ancient Moabites. It says Hamites. Some people will say Hamathites and Canaanites who were permitted. Oh, snap. That sounds like a license.
Permission.
And people will, what'd you say?
Permission.
Mm-hmm. Oh, snap. That sounds like somebody will be like, see, I told you, man, boys, they need to get permission. By the old pharaohs of Kemet. Old pharaohs to me just sound like mothers. That's the only license you need in life.
Sounds like ancient. Old pharaoh sounds like ancient foremothers.
Yeah, it's old pharaohs. Yeah, because it's like if your mother didn't swallow the cum shot from your father, or had a money shot on her face or the small of her back, you're welcome. You made it. Because that spark actually sparked it off. Because you could have been a discarded a period in a pad or a tampon somewhere. But looky, Astro Cookie, you're not a discarded ovum. You were defibrillated by the sperm cell. Now there's a heartbeat. That's why you're going to get sonograms. However, you don't need to do that. Don't need to go and microwave the baby, right? You don't need to microwave your babies. Permitted to live by the old mothers pertaining to Kemet. To do what? Traverse.
That's why I'm always traveling.
Always traveling.
Never driving.
Never driving.
At the
Because I'm
pleasure
not
of
an
the governor.
employee.
At the pleasure of the governor.
Yeah, I'm not an employee. I don't have a business license, or it's also called a motor vehicle leasing agreement.
Right.
Which they call a driver's license, which is a business license. Traversed from East Africa and later formed themselves kingdoms, which means small little neighborhoods. Right? Why? Because the pharaohs crowned them with permission. The mother, when she's, delivering you, manifesting you, and the cervix dilates 10 centimeters, is said. And like, oh, she's crowning. The baby's crowning. There you go. You've been crowned. Now you can go and form yourself your kingdoms. Extending from the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa, the Atlantic Islands, and onto the present-day continental Americas. Which means that's all our dominion. Whereas the indigenous Moorish peoples of the Americas are now united. Not united in this sense. United. In order to, again, which means where do we lose the link at? Because now we're doing this in order to again, link ourselves with the family pertaining to the wombs we come from, because nations come from mother. And whereas the Moorish Americans being Aboriginal, can you scroll up for me, bro? Let's go down. Yeah. Whereas the Moorish Americans being Aboriginal, not autochthonous, BIPOC, melanated, not woke. Y'all see that? What do you mean Moors aren't recognized? After we show you this, we're going to show you how this proclamation was presented publicly from different offices. Brother Aura has RE Bay Publications open. And it's a tab.
I actually closed it, but I'll bring it right back up.
All right. It's a tab called Proclamations by State. All right. Now remember, this is the Illinois General Assembly. All right. Right? Proclamations by state. There you go. Right? And we're going to bring up where the list. Okay, there's the list. Hold it right there. Now let's go back to House Resolution 0689. Whereas the Moorish Americans being Aboriginal to the territories. Interesting. Not like the corporate federal territories.
Not the states of.
Yeah, we're talking about the Moorish empirical territories. Of the North, Central, and South Americas. That's the whole Western Hemisphere. Have formed a sovereign theocratic government. We're not sovereign citizens. We're sovereign theocratic governors. Get it correct. That are guided by the command principles. Not maybe I think I'll do this principles. Command principles. You're talking about commandments? Okay. Command principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice through virtue of the universal, uni, one, verse, word, all, al, descended from the one word, right to self-determination. Do you want to determine yourself to be a nigger, Negro, black, colored, African-American, Ethiopian? When even the General Assembly pertaining to Illinois and other so-called. We're going to show you. This is why you need to avoid the fall of the Moriscos and and your Moorish American consulate people and you. Are you serious? The office of the consular general. Y'all better stop or you get pinned to a guardrail too.
But sir, he's the consular general.
Okay. 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 We'll see. Let's continue. Right to self-determination, as well as with the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples guaranteed in the Charter. And whereas on January 8th, 1886, Noble Drew Ali was born in the state of North Carolina. Look at that. He said Noble Drew Ali. And then he said born in the state of North Carolina. I don't think it was the state of North Carolina in 1886. However, we'll continue to read. Even though it does say that in our 101, it'll say in the state of North Carolina. I'm thinking that the only reason it says that is so that people can see when you read the second letter to be read in every meeting, when Prophet Noble Drew Ali says, any member or group of members who hold malicious intent towards the temple or the prophet can cease wearing their turban or turning their button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and go back to the state in which I, the prophet, found you. So you were found in a state of corporate activity, being a slave. However, you're like Prophet Noble Drew Ali, we're here to imitate the prophet, right? Destined to become the first, it says patriot, of his mentally enslaved, mentally. Go back up to the top of this document real quick. You sure you ain't changed this document? But what does it say at the top, Brother Ara? You go back to the top. This is not the Illinois General Assembly admitting that these niggas, that's what they want to call themselves, right? These black people, because that's what they want to call themselves, right? These colored indigenous people of color people, right? And they don't know this, but they so real, right? I doubt it. Sound real foolish to me. Because this is a document from the 97th General Assembly. And this is not the only, it's not just near Illinois State Republic. Watch, you'll see soon. Prophet Noble Drew Ali became the first patriot of his mentally enslaved Moorish American people. In 1912, he was anointed as El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali. Why do you think I always say El-Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali doing religious corporate activity being Prophet Noble Drew Ali? Was anointed as El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali by the leaders of mental bondage to sense consciousness, Egypt, and the holy city of Mecca, to return to the United States. What the? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. As the last prophet and founding father of the newly risen nation of Moorish Americans. Look, that's why I said the fall of the Moriscos, because there was always a rise. It was already a rise.
It was already risen.
It was already risen out of the shallow grave pertaining to mental slavery.
Into the marvelous light.
Into the marvelous light. And then you got somebody who wanted y'all to come with military gear, some firearms, and then I told y'all, man, stop listening to these people and read this shit. Go to RV Base, stop bitching and moaning, and study. So you can stand with me and my brothers and our beloved mothers in whom we're well pleased. We want you to stand with us You feel me? Stand with us, not behind us, not under us, with. He was anointed as Al-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali, quote unquote, by the leaders of Egypt and the holy city of Mecca to return to the United States as the last prophet and founding father of the newly risen nation of Moorish America. Newly risen, not new. Because there it obviously was a fall. That fall happened in 1492. That's when it happened. Fall of the Red House at Alhambra, right? As a result of the 13th Amendment, that's why I said I don't be dealing with these amendments. However, Moorish people were emancipated from slavery in 1865. Do you see how that goes along with the names given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865? You see how this is in harmony with Act 6? And it's in harmony with, I think it's chapter 47 in the Quran. It's in harmony with also. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're making connections today. How come none of your Sharon McDonald's eating Gale Bays said this? Can't she even be a Bay? Sincerely. Your Jam Hall late timers, squirrel footing, your Lamont's more recent it up. Really? How many of y'all actually coming across this for the first time and me making it, like me and my bro making this connection like this? Put a 3 in the chat if you're like, damn, man, I ain't never seen it put together like this. Remember those mixtapes, DJ Drama? I'm like, damn, son, where'd you get this? Put a 3 in the chat.
You said put a 3 in the chat, and it's 111 where I'm at.
Amazing.
I'm about to have to yield soon too, bro. I gotta go make that
Yeah, we
trip.
about to wrap it up. Okay. So let me finish this then. But you do got like what, like 9 minutes or so?
Yeah, I got a little bit of time.
All right, well, let me move fast then. As a result of the 13th Amendment, Moorish people were emancipated. I know you've heard Brother Todd say, other than the 10 Bill of Rights, the only thing that is considered is the 11th, 12th, and 13th. And the 13th Amendment with the original 20 sections. However, we already know that had to come by ratification, even though, since it's accepted in practice, that means that Moorish Americans aren't supposed to be messed with, period. Because Moors brought their own fall on themselves by not being sincere and having a priesthood dictatorship. So brought it on, our loved ones before us brought it on themselves. And we're the ones here to continue correcting those errors. Therefore, be it resolved. Didn't we just finish reading inconstancy and talk about resolution? And this is a house resolution. So be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the 97th General Assembly of the state of Illinois that we designate the week, the strong, of January 8 through 15, 2012 as Moorish American Week in the state of Illinois. However, this is every year, right? Okay, the proclamations by state, RVB publications real quick. Bobo. Please and thank you. Looky, Astro Cookie. Proclamations affirming Moors are aboriginals. Many active and conscious Moorish Americans across the North continent, America, have been consistent and dedicated in their duties and responsibilities to answer up to their Constitution principles. in exercising our unalienable rights and our divine birthrights, Moors have been working to take their place in the affairs of men. On December 22nd, 2011, Rahm Emanuel, after he became the mayor of Chicago after being a part of the Obama administration, became the mayor of Chicago, Mecca, published a proclamation that affirmed that Moors are the Aboriginal and indigenous people of North America, South America, Central America, and the adjoining islands. To date, 7 other city officials have proclaimed the very same proclamations. A proclamation is an act of proclaiming or publishing, which is an avowal, open declaration, or a formal declaration. That this act causes some, quote unquote, state matters to be published, quote unquote, or to be made generally known, and by virtue of the said matter, quote unquote, being placed in the written form, quote unquote, and issued by proper authority. United States, North American Republic Constitution, Article 6, Section 1. Pardon me, Article 4. I got that, pardon me. Article 4, Section 1. Full faith and credit shall be given in each state to the public acts, records, and judicial proceedings of every other state. And the Congress may by general laws prescribe the manner in which such acts, records, and proceedings shall be proved and the effect thereof. So as soon as it got done there, Illinois had reciprocity everywhere else, whether they spoke up or not, because Article 4, Section 4 gives full faith and credit. So you scroll.
Oh, wow. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, no worries. I'll wait. I'll be patient. So that means what was done there by Rahm Emanuel, according to House Resolution 0689, right? There you go. Article 4, Section 1. Full faith and credit shall be given in each state to the public acts. To the public acts. Don't they call the General Assembly, when they come up with what they come up with before their statutes, their public acts? Records and judicial proceedings of every other state. And the Congress may by general laws prescribing the manner in which such acts, records, and proceedings shall be proved and the effect thereof. Are you guys making a connection here? I don't see no proclamation for Negro Black colors. And ain't nobody going to do it either. So now, near the Chicago Corporation, Illinois State Republic, Rahm Emanuel did December 22nd, 2011. Who did it near Omaha, Nebraska? Jim Smith, January 5th, 2012. Who did it near the Tacoma Corporation, Washington State Republic? Marilyn Strickland, January 4th, 2012. Then near the Charlotte Corporation, North Carolina State Republic, Anthony R. Fox, who after he was mayor, went into the administration to be the Secretary of Transportation in 2012, after his tenure. I think he was in Obama's second administration. Then my neighbor, Stephanie Rawlins Blake, did it for near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic on the 8th January 2012. Fayetteville Corporation, North Carolina State Republic, Anthony G. Chavon. Lynchburg Corporation, Virginia Commonwealth, Joan F. Foster. Little Rock Corporation, Arkansas State Republic, Mark Stodola. Trenton Corporation, New Jersey State Republic, Tony Mack. Tyler Corporation, Texas State Republic, Barbara Bass. Atlanta Corporation, Georgia State Republic, C.T. Martin, council member. And you telling me y'all don't know this? And don't stick to it. Previous proclamations and resolutions were made in 2011, 2001, 1991, 1933, and 1790. Woodrow Ali Day for September 2021 by the mayor for DC. Washington Bank of Columbia District is bank. Philadelphia Corporation, Pennsylvania Commonwealth. And you can download, see what Brother R was just pointing to? Click here to download the above list of proclamations in 8.5 by 11-inch paper. You guys seeing this? Again, this is RV Bay Publications. And you telling me these beings, these fall of the Moriscos, these Office of Consul General beings, idiots. You're Sharon, Tracy, whatever, idiots. Kept you from going here? Really? Okay. I don't get no compensation of any kind from Mother Ross Mariah B. Bey
Listen
for
to
going
this.
to this website and telling the truth. What'd you say, bro?
Listen to this. There are some sites, institutions, people, so-called leaders, etc., who do not wish to make the proclamations available anymore due to what they deem as improper use by the people. First, it is to note that proclamations speak for themselves. It is, in fact, a responsibility of the people, you, to be clear that these are affirmations of that which is truth and not the foundation of your position. So just because they don't acknowledge this doesn't mean you go back to being Negro, Black, or colored. That's not the foundation, your foundation. This is just something that you can use because, again, like my brother likes to say, documentation beats conversation.
All day.
So this is just more evidence.
Shout out to Jael Musa Bey. His brother Musa used to always say that when we chat. He's like, man, you already know. I ain't gonna sit here and argue with these people. My documentation beat their conversation every time. So shout out to brother Musa. All right. I think I'm ready to bring up LMO's night tuition and then I'll yield, bro. Then you can do the invocation now. Right? I know it's page 685. No, 611 in the book. I think it's 611 by the actual page in Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. Let me see. All right, there's tuition on page 1685, which is 1761. So let me take this back to 611, 24, right? 615, 611. Okay, so why do we say when it comes to astrology, 7 Heel Star only receives eleemosynary tuition? So we're going to see what eleemosynary is in the Law Dictionary and what tuition is in the Law Dictionary. And then you guys go and look up the etymology for eleemosynary, and then go look up the etymology for tuition, and you put it together and see why we said we only receive love gifts for civics and eleemosynary tuition. Just don't forget that if you wanted to go to some lawyer or attorney that's not an attorney in fact, or an attorney in law, not at law, it's not that. You wanted to, go to one of them, remember, you're going to be coming out your pocket almost about 2,300 notes. Hour, going to be $290. And to put them on retainer for 10 hours is going to be $2,900. So, Elemosina regis and Elemosina aratri, or Karukaram, a penny, which King Ethelred is also Alfred, ordered to be paid for every plow in England towards the support of the poor. You want to do the next one, bro? Elemosinier.
Islam. You talking about the second one? Possessions, the church belonging
to the circle, the assembly.
Eleemosinaria.
Go ahead, I yell.
The place in a religious house where the common alms were deposited and thence by the almoner distributed to the poor. In Old English law, the embry, or embry, words still used in common speech in the north of England to denote a pantry or cupboard. Colwell, the office of almoner. Colwell. Almonarius in Old English law, an almoner or chief officer who received the eleemosynary rents and gifts, and in due method distributed them to pious and charitable uses. Colwell Wharton. The name of an officer, Lord Almoner, of the English kings in former times, who distributed the royal alm or bounty. And that's why I was saying bounty when I was having the tickets, because I knew it was the same thing. Eleemosynary relating to the distribution of alms, bounty, or charitable inri. The main thing I like about bounty is it doesn't include anything about being poor. Like, you're not receiving it because you're poor, you know what I mean?
Exactly. However, at the same time, what we're doing too is not, even though we're worth $330 an hour, and that's known internationally, not just amongst Moorish Americans, it's also known against an international astrological association that probably even watches these things that we do. They probably do, because they receive the emails. And some of them in our email list are across the world, and they haven't unsubscribed. So they know what we're doing. And they respect us. Because we're so giving, not just to our people, but also to them. We've given them access to our astrology library also. And people are like, oh man, thank you so much. You're welcome. We're just doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Eleemosynary corporation. Private corporation created for charitable and benevolent purposes. Society for propagation of gospel. Versus, okay, that's okay.
New Haven, near the Connect I cut. State Republic, right? Looky. Astro cooking. So, I guess we'll yield here. I know Brother R is going to begin traveling. And what I'll do is I'll bring up the invocation out, right? Okay, I'll slide you on over here. Bring Prophet Woodrow Ali into frame, along with the more Shematic prayer there at the bottom, right? Anybody in the chat, questions, comments, and/or suggestions for Brother Aura, Brother Sean, Brother Corey, Brother Terrell, Tamari Bey. I mean, just anything, any questions, comments, and/or suggestions for us? Wow, Bumpy not in here? I thought Bumpy was in here with me. Any questions coming? I know it's a delay in the presentation. However, I'll see, any questions, comments, and/or suggestions. We love you guys, and we thank you all. Those are the 7 that stuck around. We thank you for those 14 that were here total. We appreciate you. Seriously, we appreciate you, because, I get it. And, we're going to do what we do. There's been times we've done presentations and nobody was in there viewing while we're live. It's all good. Still not going to stop doing what we're supposed to be doing here. Seriously. All right? Leave your questions, comments, and/or suggestions in the chat. I will check them before we complete and do what we do. Guys, we're going to stand and face east. Let's face directional east. Have our feet on the 45. However, we're going to extend our 5 appendages on the left hand, just the index in the middle on the right. facing east is symbolic to going within. And we're going to repeat after our beloved brother, in whom we're well pleased, Brother R. Bey. Islam.
Islam. Repeat after me.
Islam.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Noble Drew Ali.
Noble Drew Ali.
Amen.
Amen. All righty, let me stop the screen share here. Man, any of my bros, I know Brother Sean is still here also. Stop that screen share. Anyone, questions, comments, and or suggestions? JM in the chat says, we appreciate all that you brothers are doing. Gratitude indeed. We appreciate you, your patience with our maturation as we're, adept students and we're growing and learning every day. Fix my little band inside there, a little paper band. But however, we appreciate you, your patience and your sincerity, JM, and all others that, that come on by and actually allow you guys to, you guys allow yourself to see these presentations and see that, yeah, we're not doing anything but giving you what we're supposed to give you. In order to change the people, you must change their literature. So we're just basically showing you how we've changed, our literature so that we could not be wavering in various. We need resolution. We got it, Aaliyah, Ali. We need a resolution. All right. Anyway, I really appreciate you all. I'm thankful. Like I said, tonight is not House of Reawakening Minds with Dr. G. Like I said, she needed a little bit more time to rest and recharge. However, we will see you guys Tuesday on Office Hours with Dr. G. All righty. In the Office Hours with Dr. G, we just let everybody know ahead of time, guys. You know what I mean? Let them know what's up. Let them know what's going on. Once I finish this, I'll go and check on Dr. G, see how she's doing, make sure she has her energy, right? Because like I said, it was supposed to go down tonight, guys, and it was going to go down. You know what I mean? Because I got that link. I'm telling you, we was going to do what we was going to do with the Astro Civics, and then like halfway through, I was going to just send Malika the link and be like, come on through. I gave it a heads up early, right, for the Civics portion. However, Tuesday, we're going to be Office Hours with Dr. G Tuesday after the Jurisprudence Gem at Wealth of Living. So it's going to be another busy Tuesday for us, which we look forward to. Brother Ara, Brother Sean, any last comments, questions, and or suggestions? Going once?
Islam, peace and love. Happy Holy Venus degree to everybody.
Questions, comments, and or suggestions going twice? Questions, comments, and or suggestions going thrice? And I resound what my brother just said. All righty. Happy Holy Venus degree to you all. And this is where we say to you all, we love you and namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace and love.
Peace and love, bros.
Peace and love, broski dos.